Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there. Sure. Yeah. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here, based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me, absolutely happened to me. For years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Welch's can't make everything make sense. Like why your mom still listens to the radio or what she meant when she sent that emoji. But a zero sugar drink that's still full of fruit flavor, we made that make sense. And strawberry, passion fruit, Concord grape, and more. You gotta sip it to get it. New Welch's Zero Sugar. Let's fruit stuff up.
This week, in Chunchula, Alabama, a man who is called a low-rent Ted Bundy happily slays his way across the South and eventually confesses to everything and more. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you so much for joining us on another, this is insane, an absolutely insane edition of Small Town Murder here. We have a serial killer and a
debaucherous.
A bad one. Yeah, really. Yeah. I mean, the prosecutor calls him a low-rent Ted Bundy, and a more accurate description we couldn't have put on him ourselves. So I'm very impressed with that. We'll get to all that and more very quickly, though. You certainly want to head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. You certainly want to follow on social media at Small Town Murder on Instagram because tickets are going on sale for live shows for 2024. The pre-sale is December the 13th at 10 a.m. through Thursday, December the 14th at 10 p.m., and then the on sale for everybody, without the password and all that, would be Friday, December 15th at 10 a.m. local time, wherever you are.
Terrific.
Pretty great. We're pretty excited. this year. Sacramento, San Francisco. We're going to Raleigh, Durham there. Nashville, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Kansas City coming back.
Oh, shit.
Oklahoma City coming back to see you guys. Austin, Texas. Phoenix again, finally back.
Oh, boy.
There. We're going to be Terrytown, Boston. Terrytown's New York, by the way. Boston. We're going to be all over the place. Come out to a show and see us, and we're going to be very excited about that. So can't wait. ShutUpAndGiveMeMurder.com is where you get all the information you could possibly want.
Yep.
Social media.
And we're not
helps
coming
as
to
well.
a lot of cities.
No.
Instead, we're coming to big metropolises that you guys can easily get to.
That's what we're trying to do.
We wanted to give you guys the most comfortable place, and when we got these big, nice theaters that I assure you,
we like a classy
you'll
theater. We like a theater with seats that are there to begin with, not ones that they had to put in after a band was there the night before and the floors are sticky. Those venues are fine too. They can be cool and gritty, but we kind of like it to be comfortable. Those tend to be the best shows. So we're trying to make it nice for everybody. And so we don't have time to go to 40 cities. So this is what we can do. And also we are going to do a couple virtual live shows, of course, as well for everybody else who can't get there and people in overseas because Australia, England, they've been asking. But anyway, we got to get to the episode, though.
Yes.
Can't wait for that. Patreon.com/crime and sports, by the way. Get all the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get it all. Back catalog, couple hundred episodes, new ones every other week. This week, no different. For crime and sports, we're going to do more theme park disasters. Come on now.
Right.
You know you want to hear that. And then for small town murder, we're going to talk about that weird twin flames thing that's going on. 2 documentaries out about it.
Boy, is it nuts.
When Amazon and Netflix both make a documentary, you know it's good.
Yeah.
You know it's like Fire Festival. It's something like that. You know it's going to be fun. So this is crazy. Alleged cult. We'll get to all of that and more.
Desperation.
Patreon.com/crime and sports. Quick disclaimer. This is a comedy show.
Yes.
It is. It's a comedy show. The jokes are going to be made. People are going to die. This episode, a lot of people are going to die. And the way to do that is what we do is we don't make fun of the victims or the victims' families.
Why is that, James?
Because we're assholes.
Yeah, but
we're not scumbags. See how that works? There you go.
But
there's
deal.
plenty of other stuff to make fun of in this, especially this one. There's tons of other. A lot of dumbness has to go on for a serial killer to be able to ply his trade and not be caught.
Yeah.
So we'll find out about a whole lot of stuff about all of that. And before we do, though, I think it's time. Let's all sit back, everybody. Yeah. Clear the lungs. And by the way, Dallas live show, you guys were amazing.
What the hell?
This is the loudest shut up and give me murder I've ever heard. My ears were ringing. You guys were amazing. Thank you.
They heard it in Arlington.
Things are bigger and louder in Texas.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing that. Let's all hands to the sky and let's all shout, everybody. Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this. Let's go on a trip, shall we?
Let's go.
Let's do this. Oh, by the way, before we go, listen to your stupid opinions. There you go.
Yeah, give it a run.
Give it a run.
It's fantastic.
And crime and sports while you're at it. Tons of murder lately.
Also, fantastic.
All right, we're going on a trip. We're going to Chunchula, Alabama.
Chunchula,
Alabama. Chunchula.
Chunchula.
Yep, it's also Turnerville is part of it, but Turnerville appears to be part of Chunchula, and there's nobody in either place, so it doesn't matter. We'll find out.
Yeah, Chunchula is native for Turnerville. I do know that.
Yeah, it is. It's native for nobody around at all. It's native for nowhere to buy grits around here, because there's nobody here. This is in southwestern Alabama. It's about a half hour to Mobile. Okay. So outside of there, about 4 hours to Morris, Alabama, our last Alabama episode, which was a crazy one. That was fornication, forensics, and French fries with the Milo's French fries and all that sort of thing. That was amazing. Solving a murder based on French fries is awesome.
You got to eat them when they're hot, James. You got to.
If you don't, they know you killed somebody. That's how it works. This is in Mobile County. Area code 251 in this area. Little bit of history. We'll do this pretty quick, get through the history part and most of the stuff because we have a lot of murder today.
Yeah.
It's in Mobile County, like we said. This is an unincorporated community, and it was originally called Chunchula, which is a Choctaw Indian word for fox.
Oh.
Okay. They said the name embodies the profound Native American connections that permeate the region. That's what the website says.
Yeah.
I guess there's that. The Choctaw was the dominant tribe in this area, and they were very into the land and its creatures and that sort of thing, and so they named places after creatures, and this became a fox type of place. They said they had a very big respect for the fox because of its cleverness and adaptability.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I have some in my woods here, and they pop out and I'm like, how the hell do these things live? I don't know if they dig holes. Yeah, they're kind of cool. Reviews of this town, couple. There's only a couple because we'll find out there's nobody here. So I don't know how the hell you'd review it. 4 stars. Here we go. My family just moved to Chunchula in August of last year. We had no idea about the area. Neither did we. We have something in common. We just heard about it. And really still getting to know the area. Due to our busy schedule, have not had time to meet many people. Well, that's because there's nobody there. So I think you did meet everybody probably.
Probably.
Did find a warm, welcome church nearby, Georgetown Assembly of God. Definitely this is country out here. Have seen raccoons, snakes, turtles, possums, etc. Wildlife.
That's backwoods shit.
Yeah. You said country, we assumed all the animals would be there. They're all making an appearance. Here's 3 stars. Love the small rural town. We could use more parks and community services for children. Well, yeah, there's nothing here. It's at least 20 minutes from the interstate. This isn't even an exit on the interstate. This is
20 minutes from ability to get elsewhere.
I have a feeling you're going to take some dirt roads on the way to that interstate. This is like where the Duke boys lived. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Uncle Jesse's up here making moonshine.
Very rural. Yeah.
We are connected to Georgetown when it comes to grocery and fuel. There's nothing here. We'll find out. Population of this town, 241.
Yeah, why would they ever spend any money there?
There's no centralized for what? There's nobody here.
Right.
Honestly, and probably half of those people don't want to be around people. That's why they live here.
Yeah.
They don't want to be a community. They want to be on their farm or on their ranch and leave me the fuck alone.
They need to make it very easy to not be within 500 feet of a schoolhouse.
Or in their stump of their tree.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah.
That's either one of the two there. Yeah. So anyway, here we go. Population 241, male, female. It is 68.5% female.
That's great.
They're all 100 though. We'll find out the ages. Yeah, that's great. They're all 100, and they're not all Dolly Partons walking around. This is a different story. Median age here 61.1.
Yikes.
Median.
Yeah. That means for every 50-year-old, there's a 70-year-old.
There's an 80-year-old. I'm
going
to go 40 and 80 because it sounds more extreme. So
it does. For every 30-year-old, there's a 90-year-old.
There's apparently 0 children 0 to 4 years old.
Okay.
So no toddlers at all. None. No need for a pre-K here at all.
Who's birthing them at 61?
That's the thing. There's 0 people ages 18 to... It looks like 18 to 34. There's nobody that age in this town.
34 and older.
18 to 34 doesn't exist. There's some kids.
Yeah,
there's some
35 and older.
5 to 17 is fine. And then 35, but it really kicks up at the age 60 to 64 is 42.7% of the population is in that 4-year thing. It's very strange. Really weird. And then there is 6.6%, which is way above the average for 85 and over as well. So it is fucking old. Everyone here is 16 or 75. There's no in between.
Wow.
It's some weird cocoon town. I don't know what's going on. So 67% are married in this town. 25% are divorced. 0.0% are married with children. 0.0 are single with children.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that works, but there are children, but nobody's married or single with children.
How do they get 60% married with 60? I guess only 7% of the women are single?
I don't know.
Wow.
But no, because there's more women, so there would have to be. It beats the shit out of me. So
I don't get it. Yeah.
Race of this town here: 12.7% white, 87.3% black. That's it.
Wow.
Nobody else. The religion in this town, 62% religious, and I only have to give you a guess here. 29% here is Baptist. Baptists are, as we know, the Catholics of the South. They're pretty easy to find down there. 0.2% Jewish, which is interesting.
Is that
It's got to be one family, though, out of 241 people.
That's one guy.
Yeah, one guy, one couple, something like that. So in this county, Mobile County, last election, 43.4% voted Democrat, 55.3% Republican, 1.3% Independent. This area includes Mobile the city too. Chunchula, the unemployment rate is a little above the national average, but not too bad. The thing that's not great is the median household income here. It is $35,896 a year, which is just above being half of the national average. So that's not good.
That is Social Security is what that is.
It gets a lot of old people. Yeah. And cost of living here is 84 out of 100. So it's not even like it's the cheapest place in the world. Median home cost, though, $200,700. I don't know.
I guess it's got to be a family heirloom, the house? What the fuck?
I think there's a lot of these are a lot of passed down houses, I would think, too. People have lived here, probably a farm, and then you give it to your kids. I think that's how it works.
Great-grandpa paid this off before the Depression.
From what I've gathered, there are farms and trailers here. So it's, I think, in the middle is $200,000 between something worth $12,000 and something worth, $400,000 on a bunch of land.
Sure.
So here we go. And if we have convinced you, obviously, that you'd like to be numbers 242 and maybe 243 or however many people you have with you, we have for you the Chunchula, I almost said, Chunchula, Alabama Real Estate Report. The average two-bedroom rental here is about $880. I don't know if they exist, though. That might be one guy rents a two-bedroom place from somebody. He goes, I paid $880, and then they wrote it down. That's all I can imagine it is. Here's a three-bedroom, two-bath, 1,100-square-foot trailer is number one. Inside, they have done no, staging for anything. It's just they came in the middle of these people's day and took real estate pictures. The bathroom counter, because it's a small little bathroom counter, and obviously a couple lives there, is just, there's not 1 inch of counter space, because it's all products.
It's all their shit.
All their shit. They're showered, they clearly took showers and left, and the shower curtain's half open, and it's wet inside, and a loofah's hanging off the thing. There's a box fan in the bedroom, which that's a good sign you're living well. Is a $19 box fan in your bedroom that has the most dust on it I've ever seen on anything in my life. I don't know how any air circulates out of it. It's just thick with shit on it. It's disgusting. Not a great place, put it that way. Shit everywhere. That's per month. $110,000 for that.
Okay.
$110,000, which that seems excessive.
That seems steep.
It seems a little steep, I would say.
Is there something gold in there?
Is there oil under this thing? What are we talking about?
We're told there's bars of silver on the property.
Possibly.
So we gotta value it as such.
They were buried by a pirate. We don't know if they're here or not, but the treasure map, the X is right under your trailer. So the next one, two-bedroom, one-bath, 1,797 square feet. It's a very weird house. It looks like a sod hut almost. It's not any shape that you can discern. It's not square. It's not rectangle. It's not a hexagon. It's sort of rounded. It looks like a fort. It's very weird, like a weird desert fort. Very strange. It looks like a murder house on the inside. It looks like it's in the middle of construction. There's no
walls?
Some places, yeah. But there's it looks like construction was going on and then it stopped 5 years ago and now they're trying to sell it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look like they're in the middle of fixing it. It looks like, we tried, but it didn't work. So we left some 2x6s in there if you want them.
We ran out of drywall.
It's real weird. And it says estate fixer-upper. That's the real estate thing. It's on 15 acres.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and it says this property is for someone looking to hobby farm, orchard, winery, make it into an RV park, or a mobile home park. You want your own trailer park?
Yeah.
Here, you could either a vineyard or a trailer park. Pick one.
You want to go lot to lot, annoying people on the first of the month, or grow some grapes?
$299,995 for that. It is a bunch of land. 15 acres. That's a lot of land.
It's not bad.
Here is 3-bedroom, 3-bath, T-ball for each and every bee-hole.
There you go.
2,047 square feet, 4.47 acres. Inside, it's clean, livable. It's the only one that's kind of put together. There are a disturbing amount of deer on the wall. I don't care if you have deer on your wall. It's just every room is full of them.
Really?
If you got up from a chair, you're going to hit your head on on some taxidermy. You got to duck out of the way.
some of that, I get it, like surviving off the land and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I don't care what the fuck you do. That's whatever you do, got to do. But
making the mount is so expensive.
Yeah, and on the walls, the only places that aren't covered in deer are covered in crosses. Yeah. So, literally, there's like groups of like 7 crosses together. Like, there's so many crosses and deer. It's amazing. They take the deer and they kill them in a very special way. They put them up. It's weird. So this house is $550,000.
Oh.
Yeah. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
Now
that's steep.
Yeah.
Does it come with the heads?
I think it comes with the crosses, probably. That's the only. I don't know what they're made of, but I think that would possibly fill in why that's $550,000.
Did he think the beginning of a prayer was "Dear Jesus," like you had to have a cross and a deer head?
No, they pray to "Dear Jesus." It's Jesus is a deer.
Dear Jesus.
Deer with sandals on. It's a deer. That's Dear Jesus right there.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like eventually we'll get him, and then we'll put him up on the wall. So things to do in this town.
Yeah.
Here we go. The Gumbo and Alabama Slammer Festival.
Alabama. You don't want that.
This sounds terrifying.
Alabama Slammer is a drink, and that is a drink you don't want to drink.
That's a rough drink right there.
Oh, boy.
So imagine the shits you're going to get from Gumbo and Alabama Slammers all day long in the heat.
Who picks that as a combo?
Wow. I wouldn't even provide public toilets because you're going to destroy them. I'd be like, you want to shit, you're going home. I'm sorry. No shitting here. Wow. This is in Foley, which is nearby. It says everything gumbo and fun. All food and snack vendors will have at least one gumbo menu item. That's got to be weird for the ice cream guy. He's like, this doesn't, it just doesn't work. I
Nothing
guess
I can do, guys.
I got a strawberry gumbo. Who wants it? Here, it's and the 2 scoops.
And the deep fried things guy and the things on a stick guy.
Yeah.
I can't gumbo stick for you. I don't know how to do that.
I don't know how to do that. It's like Nathan for you with the poop flavored ice frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
So, gumbo vendors, Alabama Slammers, wine and beer, fine arts and crafts, live music, free contest to enter, and win cash. And here we go with the lineup. 10 o'clock a.m., the festivities and excitement begin. That's what it says here. 10:30, here we go. It's beginning. Who's going to take the stage? To be announced. We don't have anybody yet. We'll figure it out. Somebody who's willing to go on stage and play music at 10:30 in the morning on a weekend.
Coming soon. Whoever brings their guitar.
That's it. It's karaoke. 12 o'clock noon, catch the gumbo contest. I don't know if they fling gumbo at you and you must catch it in your mouth or something.
They throw cups of it.
12:15 is squeeze the gumbo.
Okay.
Some gumbo abuse going on here.
Just put it in your hand and
squeeze it.
Mush it.
Whoever gets the mushiest gumbo. 1 o'clock, the band is coming on, baby.
Okay.
Here we go. By the way, these they won. I don't know who gave this award out, but they won the Tribute Band of the Year in some contest.
Oh, God.
The Sons of Bocephus are taking the stage. Yeah. They call themselves America's. They do. America's premier tribute to Hank Jr.
You bet.
There you go. 2021 award winners of the Tribute Award. So
2 years ago.
3 o'clock, the Don't Spill the Roux contest.
What?
I guess maybe you're stirring because you stir in flour to make a roux.
Spill the roux
to make a gumbo. Then there's a catch the gumbo contest again at 3:15.
We gotta get after it again. Yeah.
4 o'clock to be announced, but they have a 2-hour set. Whoever this is,
we might be squeezing some more.
I think Bocephus might come out again, and then it's over at 6 p.m. Period. Never mind that though. Crime rate in this town.
Here we go.
What we need to find out about property crime, a bit above average somehow.
Is that right?
With 241 people. And then violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and, of course, assault, the Mount Rushmore of crime, just above average, but right about at average, you would say.
Okay.
Statistically, you'd call it in the average range. So I don't know how that's going on because there's nobody here, but they figure it out. That said, let's talk about some serious murder. Okay.
Let's do it, yeah.
Here we go. Let's talk about a young man here. Whoa, boy. Jeremy Bryan with a Y, Jones. Jeremy Jones here. He will go by Jeremy Jones, but later on he will end up being John Paul Chapman as well.
Oh, what is that?
You'll find out. So he didn't pick that name. He kind of had that bestowed upon him because it's the only identity he could buy off of a guy in a bar.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's crazy. Let's start out. Let's jump right in the deep end here, and then we'll go back and swim back and kind of see how far we swam and how deep the waters were where we were. Let's see. September 21st, 2004. Okay, let's jump to right there. He's arrested then.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeremy Jones, a.k.a. John Chapman, is arrested then.
Yeah.
And coworkers of his really liked him. A lot of people liked him. He's a very affable guy. He's he's one of these John Wayne Gacy types that is a real, can talk to anybody, real bullshitter. He's a construction guy, so he's always got like a line, and you know, some of those guys are. He
I love a good construction guy that's fun to get along with.
Yeah. I just hate their jokes because they're always terrible. They're always
dumb. Yeah,
they're just always jokes you heard in 1974 from we heard because we weren't born yet, but that were told in 1974, and then we heard from an uncle, and they've been telling for 30 years. And it's like, okay, stop that, and then you're cool.
Do you get it? Because that's what we call Mexicans around here. I got it.
I understand. That's why you say they're damp. I understand.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very uncomfortable.
I understand. Mexican in the rain. Yep, I got the joke. Thank you. And then he clearly, we get it.
Those
Thanks.
B. Oh yeah, because his brother's Jose.
Yes. Okay. Right. If you live in Arizona and you've been near any a blue collar human being, you've heard these jokes. They'll tell you them outside of a comedy show after. Great job. That was a great set, man. I got a joke for you. Huh? The best.
That was V. Oh, yeah.
The best is one time this super gangstery Mexican dude came up to me with gang tats on his face and shit. And he's like, that was fucking hilarious, man. He goes, yo, I got a joke for you. And told me the most racist Mexican joke possible. Like something where you'd be like, Jesus, no matter who told it. And it was like, he's like, you should say that. And I'm like, I can't say that.
Are you kidding me?
Are you crazy? He goes,
I don't even like hearing it.
He goes, it's cool. I say it's cool. I'm like, I'll take, as long as you come with me and stand on stage and go, hey, everybody, hold on. This next joke is cool, man. And then I get on and tell it. And then you stare at them like you're staring at me now and scare them into laughing. That'd be terrific. Otherwise, I can't tell that joke. Fucking insane. So anyway, he said, I'm a likable guy. That's what he says. This is Jeremy's quote here. I'm a likable guy. I'm the guy next door.
I'm just fun.
I'm the guy who barbecues with you. I'm the guy who you call at 3 a.m. to help pull your car out of a ditch.
3 a.m.
He said, if I never came back to Mobile, I'd still be out there. I'd still be John Chapman.
Oh, boy.
Okay. That's
What's
when he's
he
arrested
for?
Well, let's find out. Let's find out one of the things. Let's start out with Lisa Nichols, okay? While this is in 2004, while Hurricane Yvonne was heading toward Mobile and fucking everything up, there was a blackout and it was bad stuff here.
Yvonne with a Y or Ivan?
Ivan.
Okay, got it.
Yvonne, I don't know, I guess Ivan. Ivan, Yvonne.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't fucking know.
I'm trying to figure out because they go back and forth between male and female names. And
Yvonne might be too complicated for people here.
I was like, did Yvonne fuck some things up? I've never heard of her.
You throw a Y in there, no one's getting that right. So Hurricane Ivan here, bearing down on Mobile. Jones at the time, he's still going by this at this point, or Jeremy Jones. We'll just call him Jeremy Jones and then go from there. So Jeremy Jones calls a woman named Kim Bentley, whose place he's staying at during the hurricane. They're letting him, and the fact that they're letting him stay there is crazy when you hear what led up to this. But he's staying there. They took off to higher ground, basically. Okay. And he said, I'm staying put. I'll stay in your place. I'll stay in your place. And they were like, you want to stay here and fucking have the windows blown in on you, knock yourself out.
Best of luck, Daddy-O.
So he calls her on two-way phones they have. Remember those beeper Nextel things? Yep. Trying to ask where's a radio and some batteries to find out what's going on. There's a blackout. He doesn't know when the storm's going to stop. So she said that you could possibly find those in her bedroom closet. Okay. But she said, go next door and get Scooter Coleman. Go get Scooter, okay? Yeah. Because he's a family.
Scooter knows.
Scooter's a trusted family ally, obviously. Yeah. Scooter Coleman is clearly a upstanding individual here. Yeah. They said, get him to look in my closet because I don't want you looking around in my closet. So he said, perfect, and hangs up and goes directly into her closet, obviously. and not only looks for batteries, but looks for anything else he could find that seems interesting. He goes on his own little raccoon scavenger hunt here.
Oh, really?
And he finds something very interesting, a .25 caliber handgun hidden under some clothing and some other shit on a shelf. Hidden, obviously, in a place that didn't want to be found. But he found it. So later that afternoon, Kim Bentley and her family returned to their home in Turnerville here, whatever, Chunchula, Turnerville. Yeah. And throughout the rest of that day, and we'll talk about what led up to that later, Mark Bentley, who was her husband, Scooter Coleman, their friend, and Jeremy Jones here, worked on the damage caused by the storm.
Yep.
Okay. Now, their neighbor at that point, a 43-year-old woman named Lisa Marie Nichols, she is returning home after riding the storm out somewhere else. Kind of everybody's coming back to the area to do this now. Now, Jeremy Jones asked about her, like, hey, what's up with her? What's her deal? To Mr. Bentley here, Mark Bentley, the husband. And this guy said that she's a single female. She lives she lives in the trailer next door. She's single. Yeah. He's like, oh, all right, she's pretty good looking or whatever. So, that's normal for a guy to be like, what's her story? Her?
Yeah.
That's normal. So, wow. So then he ends up later on, let's stick with this. Throughout this time here, Jones and another neighbor, this is what was going on leading up to the next morning, okay? Yeah. He stays over that night. They clean up a little bit. Then until approximately about 4:30 a.m., here, Jones and another neighbor are just doing drugs all night.
Yeah.
When I say drugs, I mean meth. They're doing meth all night. Yeah.
Oh, we know. Yeah.
It's meth. They're smoking weed and shit and drinking, but it's meth. I mean, meth is the driving force. Yeah. Meth is the driving force behind what they're doing here.
Guessed it. Yeah.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely. These people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. But why don't you focus also, you look at green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So around 5 a.m., they see Nichols goes to work. The next door neighbor, Lisa Nichols, goes to work at her job at a local grocery store. So she came home to put her trailer back together and then has to go to her grocery store job at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Shit.
So it's, that's a tough week for her. So while she's at work, Mark Bentley, Scooter Coleman, and Jeremy Jones continued cleanup on the yard. They keep doing that. So he's been up all night mething, and now he's cleaning up a yard as well.
Meth fueled.
meth fueled yard cleanup, which, you know what? That's one activity that would be helped by meth because there's nothing fine to it. Raking shit is just rake it. Get it raked. I don't care.
Unless
pick
you're using sharp shit. Yeah.
Pick that shit up and make a pile. You don't need to be.
It's pretty good.
You just need energy for that. You don't need to have much focus of mind or sanity or anything like that.
You're not going to take apart a branch to see how it works.
Exactly.
You know what it is.
There's very little to get lost in there. Yeah. It's not exactly a cuckoo clock out there. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of moving parts.
With extra parts.
Yeah, not a lot. Oh, shit, there's 3 springs and I don't know where they go. That's not going to work here. So this is on a Friday. Yeah. At some point that Friday, Jeremy requested of Kim Bentley, the woman of the house, of the trailer, the lady of the trailer, can you please purchase for me a 6-pack of Bud Light? I would enjoy that, please, with all this work going on. So she leaves and comes back with his 6-pack of Bud Light.
Nice.
There you go. Well, I mean, he's helping clean up after a hurricane. Sure. You want to fuel people with beer. You don't know he's been on meth for 2 days.
Another substance that's fine with yard work.
That's fine with you. That's what I mean. And that's one of those. I mean, if people are helping you move or something and they go, let's get a 6-pack, you go get a 6-pack for him. That's just what you do. So he did that. She brings it back and then she leaves the house with the children as well. Okay. That same day, Joel Taff Edge, that's his name, Joel Taff Edge, 3 separate words. He picked up Scooter Coleman from the Bentley trailer and went over to Edge's home to clean up his storm damage there. Yeah. Scooter Coleman stayed with Edge throughout the rest of the day and came back to the Bentley's home after it was dark outside. Yeah. So when Lisa Nichols returns home from work at 5 p.m., she left for work at 5 a.m.
Good God, man.
Leave at 5 a, home at 5 p, and fucking tornado damage cleanup in between.
Right. Yeah, that's not easy. And she's selling products to people that also have damage.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a busy day.
All day.
I'm sure it's a very busy day after a hurricane, too.
Crazy.
So Mark Bentley and Jeremy Jones are at the Bentley trailer next door to her place. At approximately 6 p.m., Mark Bentley offers to buy hamburgers for him and Jeremy. Like, hey, you want some burgers? I'm hungry. I'll go grab burgers.
What goes better with a beer?
Yeah, we've been cleaning shit up all day. Why not? So, sure, why not? Let's get some burgers. Turns out the closest restaurant that's open for business since there was the storm that has electricity and all their shit is a Hardee's in Citronelle, which is about a 30-minute drive.
A 30-minute drive to a place named after a mosquito candle.
Dude, and think about this. You want 30-minute-old Hardee's on the way home?
No.
I mean, that shit's
I can't imagine. Yeah,
ice cold.
If that other place's cheese or fries are cold and you don't eat them, Hardee's, they're barely warm 5 minutes after they get out of the fryer.
That's not good fresh Hardee's. Imagine what it's like a half hour from now.
That's bad stuff.
And when you hear about it too, you know it wasn't made very well based on this, because this guy said that it's a 30-minute there, 30-minute back, so that's an hour. And this was the only restaurant of any kind open for business in the entire area at the time. So
hammered busy.
He had to wait online for over an hour for hamburgers.
Oh, jeez.
For Hardee's.
Hardee's. Oh, God.
An hour.
Oh, fuck, man.
That is just a kick. A hurricane, waiting an hour for Hardee's. That is just getting kicked in the balls repeatedly. Over and over.
Waiting in line for a NASCAR sponsoring cheeseburger. Yeah. If they've got a NASCAR, it's a bad cheeseburger.
And people are going to say they love Hardee's. I get it. There's a lot of people. No, trust me.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to. It's
very popular.
It's very popular because also Carl's Jr. is Hardee's.
Yeah.
And it's if Carl's Jr.'s and Hardee's are the same thing, I'll say this. Carl's Jr. in Phoenix, every once in a while you just go, I want that awful Carl's. You just want it for some reason. You know what I mean?
Well, you go, they still exist. Let's give it a try.
Let's just get it. Look at that burger. It's ridiculous. Let's just buy it and see if I can get my mouth around it.
Remember when they paired with the green burrito too? So
all over
could get
Phoenix.
Mexican food at Carl's Jr.
And their commercials had Dennis Rodman in them for like taking bites and having shit all over them.
Yeah.
So anyway, they get back. He gets back to,
full of
the hamburgers, full of Hardee's.
Oh, he brings them home.
Yeah, because Jones is still home. So
shit.
he goes, I'll pick up the burgers, I'll fly. So he didn't expect to have to go all the way a half hour away to get them and then wait an hour, and then didn't expect it to be a 2-hour hamburger run, essentially.
He literally could have flown to New York by the time
no
he
shit.
got back.
Could have flown to a city with hamburgers. So Jeremy Jones is left alone.
Yeah.
And he's got some time to kill. No one else is in the house. He takes that .25 caliber handgun he found in the closet. Remember that?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And his Bud Light as well. He's got a 6-pack and his gun. And he goes on next door to Lisa Nichols' house.
Want to try one, Lisa?
Yeah. And basically he entered her home. Not sure if he entered her home if the door was open because she might have been in and out cleaning, or if he he knocked on the door with a 6-pack and he's the guy next door and she opened it because there's a hurricane too. He might have been telling her there's something on a roof, and who knows? People are friendlier around disaster times. You know what I mean?
They tend to be. Yeah,
they tend to be. Everyone kind of pulls together at that point. Sure. So whatever the case is, he ended up coming inside her house and under threat of violence with his gun. He rapes her, and then he shoots her 3 times in the head with the .25 caliber pistol.
Why?
Because she's there.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Then, in an effort to cover this up, he went back to the Bentley's house next door, and, he can't just sit there, because then what? You know what I mean?
After that violence.
Yeah, he just goes next door, and he goes, I know what I'll do. I'll get some gasoline. Yeah. Then he returns back to her trailer, covering her body up in the bathroom here where she was, and covers her up, puts gasoline all over. Yep, does that. Lights are on fire.
Oh, my God.
This is way unnecessary to do any of this. Just sit in your house. You have hamburgers coming. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Already out of control.
And he did this not knowing when dude would come back.
Right. He doesn't know there's an hour wait at Hardee's.
He cannot know any of that. So that is bonkers that he's like, well, I got to, unless he's checking in on a cell phone or something going, how's the line now? You almost there? Did you order yet? What, did they tell you to pull off and wait for them to come out and give it to you?
Did the Nextel have Life 360 on it?
Yeah, what's happening here? So he lights her on fire. There's so much gas everywhere, and it's a small bathroom with a lot of fumes from the gas that it causes a momentary explosion.
Sure.
That's what happens here. This explosion's so loud it's heard by a neighbor because we're talking about tin trailer walls. So that'll not only echo an explosion, but then leak right through the neighbor's wall.
It'll dissipate your walls for sure.
Fuck yeah. This is a woman named Ann Pardon. Pardon Ann here. Ms. Pardon, she said that she heard what appeared to be an explosion between 7 and 8 p.m., and then after that happened, he just went back to the Bentley's trailer and sat there like he didn't hear an explosion, didn't know nothing was going on.
And watched it burn?
Not just sat, hung out. It doesn't burn. That's the thing. It explodes and uses up most of that.
And then went out.
That's what appears to happen here. So sometime after 8 p.m., Joel Edge, that guy, and Scooter Coleman, they finish their work on Edge's property, and Edge brings Coleman back to the Bentley residence. Couple minutes later, that's when Mr. Bentley pulls up with the Hardys, and he walks in just as Jeremy Jones is getting out of the shower.
Okay,
his long day, rape, murder, arson shower. You got to take a shower after that.
It's been a big
exhausting. Yeah, big day for him. A lot of things. So they getting out of the shower. Oh, good burgers. Let's eat them. Sounds good. So
and he just went about it.
Went about, ate his burgers. Said the fries are a little cold, but they're still edible. He ate them.
Ice cold, but biteable.
But biteable. So then they all go to bed at about 10 p.m. He's been up for 2 days, by the way, with meth and everything else, meth and murder and all sorts of shit. Mark Bentley, his bedroom window's open. He hears a noise and smells the odor of gasoline. Yeah. So after investigating, at this point, he goes out and sees Jeremy Jones just outside Bentley's bedroom window, where that's where Bentley keeps his gas cans. So he looks out the window, and there's Jeremy down there fucking with his gas cans, like picking up his gas cans. He's like, what the hell's going on? So Bentley confronts him and says, what's up with this? And he says, and this is amazing, everyone's gone to bed, okay? Yeah. Jeremy said, I'm putting gas in your four-wheelers so that I could go on a late-night ride. I like to go out when it's pitch black out into the pitch black woods and just drive when I've been up for 2 days cleaning up hurricane debris.
All bets are off in rural with any rural setting with a post-hurricane. All bets are off.
All bets are off. The animals go wild. Yeah. They start running around.
I'm sure somebody rides a four-wheeler at 2 a.m. I'll bet there is.
Squirrels fly, birds burrow. Things happen, man. Everything's out of whack at that point. So
we got to go.
So Mark Bentley tells Jeremy Jones to get the fuck back in the house and go to bed, basically. Listen.
Leave my four-wheelers alone.
You're not taking my four-wheelers out. It's late. Just get in the fucking house and go to bed if you want to stay here. So he complies and goes back in there, okay? He was getting the gas cans because that explosion caused the flame to go out probably, and there's some burning, but the whole trailers didn't burn down. So he's like, oh, shit, I lit a good fire, and it didn't fucking burn this place down. So he was going back for seconds now.
Jesus.
So Saturday morning, September 18th, 2004, Lisa Nichols doesn't show up for work.
Right.
Doesn't return any phone calls from her family. Later that evening, it's a Saturday, her two daughters, she's got two daughters, Jennifer and Amber, and her son-in-law, Todd, all drive over to check on her because nobody was answering their phone. She wouldn't answer her phone. She's not at work. They don't understand. So they get to the trailer shortly before midnight here. That's a lot of time go by. They saw that her back door was ajar. They were like, that's weird. Mom doesn't do that. So there's no electricity yet from because of the hurricane.
Right.
So they can't flick a light on. They have flashlights creeping through this trailer with flashlights, and they go directly to her bedroom. They don't see her in there. They're like, okay, well, she's not in bed. So then they turn the flashlight over to the bathroom, and they find her naked,
horrible scene. Yeah.
Naked, charred body of your mother on the bathroom floor. How'd you like to find that?
Could see. No, thanks.
That's not great. So they ran away from the home, hysterical, screaming for assistance, as a normal person would if they saw that. They literally burst out of the door going, somebody, oh my God, 911. They were freaking out. They go over, because it's right next door, to Mark Bentley's home. And Mark Bentley and Scooter Coleman immediately jumped up and ran over there. And they were like, oh, God, they thought they could help her. And they ran over there because they didn't know what was going on. They were just like, oh, my God, help, my mother. So they were like, oh, fuck, what's going on? They ran over there like, Heimlich maneuver? Like, what do I do? Right. What does she need? She's choking on
CPR,
a chicken parm? What do we got happening here? So I don't think she's eating chicken parm, but you know what I mean.
If Hardy serves it, she'll.
I don't think they got a chicken parm down there. Let me get the chicken parm. I don't hear a lot of that going on. So while this is happening, I guess Jeremy just kind of lingered behind
casually.
Didn't show any like, oh God, what's happening? He was just like, oh wow, that's weird. Like he was just real casual about it. They quickly determined that she was beyond help. She was not only dead but burned. They contact 911, and deputies from the Mobile County Sheriff's Department arrive shortly after here. So Mark Bentley comes in and tells Jeremy Jones on Sunday morning that Lisa Nichols' body was discovered severely burned, but not completely destroyed. Just a lot of burning. Looked really bad, charring, but the interior still intact pretty good here. So Jones tells Mark Bentley that he said, well, yeah, my uncle told me, because my uncle was in Nam. So my uncle's a Vietnam veteran. He said, my uncle told me that to completely dispose of a dead body during the war, soldiers would douse the body in gasoline and light it on fire. Okay. That way it would go away.
That doesn't happen, but okay.
Yeah. Then they said he acted strangely all day, Jones did, all through around the whole Bentley family throughout the whole morning, and then took off later on in the afternoon and never came back.
Okay.
So they got to be like, that was odd, right?
He gave us instructions on how to disappear a body.
He was showering.
And disappeared himself.
Weird. So it's a very strange situation here. So the autopsy of Lisa Nichols allowed the detectives to learn that her cause of death was 3 gunshot wounds, because they couldn't tell at first because she was burned, which is the point of the burning, I feel like. Yeah. After they learned of Jones's presence at the home next door, and because everyone was like, he was acting weird. Like everybody said that was around him. They attempted to get a hold of him for questioning. Like, let's talk to him here. So 2 days later, they find him, And they told him that he is under arrest at this point.
Yeah.
And he said, quote, this is a funny thing because he's just suspicious at this point.
Right.
Okay. He gets way more than suspicious when they arrest him. And he says, quote, I had every intention of making you kill me. They were like,
why?
We just wanted to talk to you, but now we're putting the cuffs on you. Like,
for sure.
We wanted to literally question you. And now you just said you were going to make me. What?
Looking for suicide by cop today?
Wow. That is crazy. We'll find out what he did because this is just the tip of the iceberg. This was just a regular Friday night for this guy. He later on, the assistant district attorney in Mobile called him this, quote, he could be a low-rent Ted Bundy. That's what he said. Otherwise reasonably smart women somehow find him interesting. He doesn't look like a monster. That's exactly what it is.
Low rent. He was a couch surfing Ted Bundy.
He's a trailer park couch surfing Ted Bundy, which is low rent.
Wow.
He's Ted Bundy without the law school and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Bargain Bundy.
Bargain bin Bundy. I think we call him Bargain bin Bundy here. That is going to be the name of the show, I believe. So he said that. Then another lawyer said, we get the feeling that he's a psychopath.
I mean, based on his behavior, if that's what he did, post all of that, but horrible stuff.
They said,
quote,
his
behavior afterwards is just so cold.
Oh, it's cold fucking blooded. That's what I'm saying.
Disconnected.
That's why they said we get the feeling he's a psychopath. He has no conscience, and he's very intelligent about what he's doing. The sheriff's detective, who was Paul Birch, who investigated this case, said, quote, he enjoyed raping and killing. He just liked it. You know, when you find something you love, it's really hard to stop doing it. That's the thing. And this guy, he is a disgusting monster, and he found something he loved. There's a bunch of research done here. Every once in a while, some of these murderers, that you'll find that the Department of Psychology at Radford University does like these profiles on them that are pretty cool. And we've done it with a bunch of our killers before. There's one here for this guy as well. It was researched and put together by Charlene Nebel and Nicholas Myers. Got to give people credit when they do work. So he's born, let's talk about Jeremy a little bit here. He's born on April 12th, 1973 in Miami, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
South Beach.
Beaches.
South Beach, baby. Yeah.
Got a damn nice 4 seasons there, I'm told.
I remember when the Hurricanes were good back in the day there. The it was hopping around there. So that's where he's born. He only has one other sibling. He's the firstborn, though, of the siblings. He is raised by, from what I understand, his parents are divorced, but he grows up in a pretty together family with a mother and stepfather.
Okay.
So, his stepfather was a builder, like a good carpenter, and his mother's a housewife, so they could afford that. It's a middle-class circumstances, no trailer park, wasn't beaten and put like under the floorboards or anything, just a regular middle-class.
Mom's at home.
Mom's literally home. I mean, a middle-class 1970s kind of a environment here. Yeah. So he drops out as a senior in high school at Quapaw High School in 1991. Doesn't quite graduate. So, doesn't make it. He basically he gets on meth pretty quickly, and that really fucks everything up.
That'll do it. Yeah.
He later on said, quote, I was messed up with dope. People thought I was going to grow up to be president.
Okay.
How many times have you heard Ted Bundy say that exact type of shit? Oh, everyone thought I was going to be president. I was going to be a politician.
Tried, for Christ's sake.
Yep, that's what it is. And on his assessment here by the university, they said he didn't have problems in school. He wasn't teased in school because, number one, too, everywhere he's called handsome and attractive and charming.
Oh, yeah.
He charms the fucking pants off of ladies.
Sure.
He's got a silver tongue, and he's a handsome guy. So he changes his look, by the way. There's this whole thing. I'll post it with this episode on social media, but at Small Town Murder on Instagram. It's this whole collage of pictures of him, of mugshots throughout the years and driver's licenses and shit.
Yeah.
And he looks like a different human being in most of these pictures. He can change his look
chameleon
and be a different person like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It changes his whole identity. He's a scary man, a scary, scary man. So he's not going to get teased in school because he can talk his way out of it, and he's attractive. So
you bet.
Not a lot to tease him about as a child. Even on here it says physically attractive. Yes, on his psychological evaluation, he's medically attractive. Apparently,
diagnosed attractive.
Yeah. Diagnosed attractive at the university level. That's great.
Medically handsome, son of a bitch.
No head injuries. He claims he was abused as a child. Physically, not psychologically, but physically.
Does he pick a culprit? Does he name names, or is it just?
He says it was general abuse of his mom and his stepdad.
Okay, all right.
His father was a supervisor her stepfather was a supervisor for a builder. He the supervisor of all the wood shop shit, in charge of the cuts. Yeah. In charge of the cuts. His mother, when she wasn't a housewife, she was a florist from time to time.
That's pretty nice.
Which seems like, again, very middle America, very nice. He says his mother and father drank a lot and everything like that, but he's kind of the only one who said that. Said they drank anything more than socially or casually. So Miami, Oklahoma isn't a big place.
Oh, no?
It's mainly abandoned zinc mines and lead mines.
Is that right?
Yeah, abandoned lead mines. That sounds really nice and pleasant, doesn't it? That's.
I mean, we're technically not supposed to be using that shit anyway.
Nope.
It's probably why they abandoned it.
I was going to say, that's why they're there. We don't need that anymore. Jesus. How much fucking lead do we need?
That kills people. Shit. Let's get out of here.
Jesus Christ. Can't even use it to paint.
How many aprons do we got to make for dentist office? We'll just mine that and get out of here.
We got to get out of here because if people take that off their house, because it gets a write-off. That's how bad this is. Yeah. The government will pay you to fucking get it off your house. Not healthy.
Dude, I saw a documentary where a child ate some paint chips of lead, and that child died, right now.
Well, there was a big theory that paint chip eating was a big reason of a crime spike in a certain area of years. Was that kids that ate these paint chips then went fucking wild? There's been all sorts of. There's been all sorts, but then there was lead poisoning from everything back then.
Great point. It could be anywhere.
In the plates, there was lead. Like people's dinner plates. Yeah. There were certain colors that were red. Toys.
Jesus.
Everything was lead. So if you survived a long time and grew up back then, it's just a miracle. It's just a miracle. There's no medicine. It's just a miracle. You're just
go to
meant
a trophy shop. Build one for yourself. You deserve it.
They're dead by now. So he said in high school, based on the fact that it's 1989 and he's in rural Oklahoma, he decided to embrace, and this is what he said, the, quote, thug mentality.
What does that mean?
Thug with who? You're in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma. Well, who are you thugging about?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
He doesn't give a definition.
He explains it. He said, quote, they had all the money, the motorcycles, the women.
Motorcycles.
Just thugs. The motorcycles. He pictures like a hot shit Yamaha dirt bike in his mind is like the pinnacle of success at this point.
I'm seeing Tupac with Thug Life across his belly.
Yes, that's what I mean.
And he's like, nah, man, Cowie's where it's at.
Yep. He said, all the money, the motorcycles, and the women. For a while, I had all that too.
Oh.
He never does. He never had all that. He's
never had a Vulcan?
No, he did do a lot of meth, though. So that's nice. He had shit grades in school, too, so he just dropped out.
Okay.
His first arrest, his first law enforcement encounter comes in January of 1990 when he's 16 years old. He is charged with assaulting a boy, another child of some kind. A couple years younger, I think, that was the problem.
Well, what the fuck, dude?
He's beating the shit out of some boy. Then the boy's mother tried to come, to his defense and pull the boy away to, help her son.
Oh, no.
He hit her, too. He beat the shit out of her, too.
He hit a mother.
He hit a kid and his mother. He beat them both up. It's one thing if the father came out. That's the Mike Tyson story. He would beat the kids up. Their fathers would come down. He beat their fathers up, too, when he was 12. He beat their mother up.
What is that?
When you're a kid, if anything's going on, someone's mother comes, everybody goes, oh, and stops. And,
it's
shit.
A mom.
It's a mom. He just said, what, bitch? Pow, and fucking socked her one.
You want some, too?
Yeah, I'll give you one, too. You got a mouth like your son. Let's go.
That's where he gets it. Come here.
Wow. So that's his first encounter with the law.
First encounter is beating up a mother.
Beating up somebody's mother along with the son. Yeah. That's wild. Like, rather than be like, yeah, I got my shots in and now it's over, he was like, oh no, I'm going to fuck you up too. I'm going to beat your mom up. So then he starts having a bunch of random jobs after this. It's anything construction. He does construction, a pipe welder at one point for a minute and, later on, but that doesn't work out because he's a meth head and it's just not.
He just started welding his own pipes.
It's just dangerous. Yeah. He's just started welding weird things together. Like there was just a car he found outside welded into a pipe system. And they're like, this isn't right. He goes, it's cool though, right? It looks cool, doesn't it? I think it looks cool.
It's a Yugo, man.
Yeah. You can put it right in there, man. It's awesome. So random construction jobs, does a lot of meth, not really considered an alcohol abuser ever. He's just casual drinker. Well, meth is his main thing. So when he's on meth, he'll have a six-pack, but he's not his force
early
is an
adopter
alcohol.
Of the meth.
Oh, big time in the 80s. I mean, he was sent to a psychologist a couple times, but, that didn't really work out. He was definitely diagnosed with attention deficit disorder and schizoaffective disorder as well.
Oh, we got that going.
We got that going on, too.
Boil those together.
He's got problems. He said, everybody said he's a real outgoing, real good-talking son of a bitch, real silver-tongued bastard. And he said himself that he bragged that he could, quote, talk the panties off a nun.
Oh, boy.
All class right there. That shows a lot of class right there. Let's talk the panties off. Wait till you hear some other shit here. He said he considered himself born lucky. That's all it was. He goes, I got the looks, I got the game. He goes, that's just born lucky, man. He tells everybody that. Just a lucky son bitch.
You got nothing.
Nope, but lucky son bitch. That's how he looks at it. Huge meth habit really increases his weird behavior, which kind of like if he didn't have a big meth habit, he would have been much more successful either at a job or at murdering.
Sure.
The meth habit, like if you put meth into Ted Bundy, he would have fucked up way sooner. You know what I mean?
Way more mistakes.
Yeah, look at how Dahmer with the booze. That was clearly not a helpful thing for him in his chosen profession there. So May 11th, 1992 comes around. All right? There's a 20-year-old woman here named Jennifer Judd, double D.
Yeah.
Her name, not her tits. Jennifer Judd, double D. Like the Judds, like Winona or whatever. There's a bunch of them. So this is in Baxter Springs, Kansas, okay? She has just been married for a few days. Just got married. She's a newlywed.
Brand new. Okay.
She's in her apartment, and they said later on they will say they have no suspects in the stabbing death of a woman found dead on her kitchen floor by her husband of 9 days. 9 days.
He's dead too?
No. He came home and found her dead on the kitchen floor.
Oh, my God.
She's dead of multiple stab wounds to the chest, found dead by her husband when he got home from work. She was supposed to have taken lunch to her husband between 10:30 and 11 a.m., never showed up. So he came home at 2:30 like, where's my fucking lunch? I'm sure. And, you have an excuse. Never mind.
Boy, am I red-faced.
Oh, boy. Jesus, I guess I'm not that hungry. Never mind.
I am a dick.
So the Baxter Springs police chief, Gary Allen, said that he had gone to work at about 6:30 a.m. The lunch was found in the kitchen made.
Oh, no.
So they know she was alive for a certain amount of time. They had been married on May 2nd and living there. And later on, he'll confess to this crime.
Really?
Yeah, we'll find out. We're going to go through these. These are based on his confessions that match up with facts. And then we'll talk about ones that they think he made up later on. But there's ones that match with facts that they have pretty sure.
He gave the facts of, and
these are
right
cleared.
there.
These are clear ones that he passed polygraphs on too. These are cleared cases. So, that is horrible. So now he's got a 20-year-old woman in his wake, and that is 1992. He is 19 fucking years old.
What the fuck?
He just turned 19.
And in her house, stabbed her and left. Like, that is, you don't do that for number one.
That's balls. No, that's ballsy right there.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. The most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro-laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Wherever your problem areas are, tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right, let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going, look good out there, and you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable, and you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmie's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad. Right. There's chemicals and things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, which is
it's great.
Amazing. Yeah. That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up for energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff, and I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options.
Nice.
It's very cool, and you can personalize this portion, and you can put filters on it, and get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Huge balls. So there's no suspects in that. That's 1992. They will have no suspects for 20 years. On this case.
Really?
This is a cold case. Yeah, it's just a complete phantom. You know, a phantom came in, stabbed her, and left. He has no connection to her. They weren't friends or...
A man married for 9 days lived 20 fucking years without an answer of who killed his wife?
Yep.
Wow.
Absolutely. Fucking disturbing. So a couple years go by where, from what we know, we don't know what he was doing, but he doesn't get arrested or anything here.
Okay.
1995. On January 10th, 1995, he's arrested for rape for the first time.
Really?
His first rape pinch here. He comes in. So a year later, on January in 1996, he's arrested for another rape charge.
He raped.
A separate one.
Got out a year later?
A year later, gets caught again. Also had meth on him, too. So it was rape and possession of meth there.
Okay.
Then, later on that month in 1996, he batters another woman. He's accused of beating another woman up. She got away from him before he was able to do anything. Another thing, too, we'll find out, he's not very tough.
No?
He's not very tough. That's the other thing. Like, physically, he's not a real imposing guy. He uses his...
Has to bring a weapon.
He brings a weapon, and he uses his sweet talk to get you in charm you into a position of, relaxing, and then he's going to attack you. So he said he always felt the law just had it in for him, he told people.
What?
Yep, he got it in for him. In 1996, with the 2 rape charges he had going on, one, by the way, of those rapes, he allegedly fired the gun to threaten a woman. He fired it next to her head to say, I will shoot you with the next one.
I'm dead serious.
I'm dead fucking serious. Those charges were reduced.
How? Why?
And he was given probation.
What the fuck did he have on somebody?
Probation. They were terrified of him. That's what he had. It was just they were scared. That's all it was. They weren't, He was charged with raping 2 girlfriends at one point. Those charges were reduced when the victim said they were afraid to testify. So he gets a suspended sentence and 5 years of probation for 2 rapes.
What the hell?
2 violent, horrible, threaten your life with a fucking gun rapes. That's insane.
Because these sweet girls don't want to testify, and
they're terrified of him.
Cops, regardless of whether or not they're scared, they can't fucking testify.
That's what it is. He also had to attend sex offender classes.
Yeah,
which he didn't want. He didn't like going to, so he stopped going to them. Yeah. They said, "Why did you stop going to him?" He told his mother, "Quote: I don't want to listen to those perverts talk." Sir,
it's gross to hear him recount.
Oh my God! I don't want to hear those perverts talk. That's amazing. You are a rapist. I don't want to hear. Those guys are really sick. I mean,
you fired a weapon next to. You beat a boy's mother.
You should hear.
You've done some really bad shit.
Yeah, but there's a guy in there talking about being in a feet and shit. I don't know, man. It's weird.
There's a guy in there that sits in the bushes and whacks it.
I mean, that's just weird. Creep. I mean, that's just a creep, man. Right? You ain't even getting touched. I don't get it.
Yeesh.
So 1996, same year that he is not put in fucking prison for 2 rapes.
Right.
Okay. There is a homicide of a couple here found shot to death in Delaware County, Oklahoma. This is Daniel Oakley, who is 38 years old, and Doris Harris, who is 41 years old. Okay. They are both found murdered. He did those, and he confesses to those and passes a polygraph saying he did those. Weird thing about him is he's like, okay, he's got the serial killer aspect of he's looking for women to rape and kill and dispose of.
Sure.
At the same time, some of his killings are like for
fun?
Not for gratification. No, they're to fill needs. Like one of these, they believe this was a revenge killing for an unpaid debt. Believe he went to the house and just killed everybody because they owed him money, which is that's rare in a serial killer that you see that. They focus on the people they want to kill. They don't They don't kill like outside of that usually. You know, John Wayne Gacy wasn't killing somebody who owed him money for construction tools or some shit. You know,
right? Not unless he had a daughter in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. One of the district attorney later on would say, "quote He hated people who owed him money." He's a real fucking interesting guy there.
Stickler for paying your bills.
No shit. So, that's crazy. So September 11th, 1999, Justin Hutchins here is a guy in Pitcher, Oklahoma, who is killed by an overdose of drugs, okay? Mm-hmm. Jones later confesses that he specifically gave him a spiked dose on purpose to kill him.
Wow.
So that's him, too. Yeah.
And that's easy. That one's, Jesus, you could do that all the time.
Anytime you want. It's the whole plot of one of the seasons of The Wire. Avon getting the hot shots to get. It's the whole fucking plot there.
Just getting rid of anybody that you want to. Easy.
They go, OD. He got some shit that was too fucking good. OD.
Too much.
That's it. They might look for where you got it from.
Yeah, but if they can't find it, they
give up. If you got it on the street or something, who knows? Yeah, it's. I mean, if you got it, if there's like a text message where you're like, "Yeah, give me my stuff from your friend." That's different. That's how they catch people. But if you bought it off the street, who the fuck knows where you got it from?
That's difficult.
That's tough. So, he confessed to that. That's September 1999. December 30th, 1999. Okay, Welch, Oklahoma. This is insane. There's a family, Danny and Kathy Freeman. He's 40, she's 38. They're found shot to death in their home in Welch, Oklahoma. That's not even the worst part of this, okay? The worst part is their daughter, Ashley, who is 16, and her friend, Laura Bible, who is also 16, are missing from the scene.
Oh, no.
So police show up. They see that the parents are dead and two 16-year-old girls are missing.
Yeah.
Yes. So he apparently... Oh, then he also set their trailer on fire as well.
May as well.
Yeah. So for a long time, the girls are missing as well here, and they go in and they find a burned trailer with two dead people who were shot in there. A married couple, kids,
two 16-year-olds.
The Sands, two 16-year-olds. They think that this one was to settle a drug debt as well.
That is crazy.
But he also he mixes his work and his play, put it that way, because in this he not only did that. Let's talk about it here. He set fire to their mobile home. By the way, the Laura Bible was spending the night over here to celebrate her 16th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, that's nice. What he did was he took the girls with him. So he killed the parents for a drug debt, but then was like, oh, I can rape and kill too. I also have that. This is just a twofer for me. So he took forfer. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, a killing and some raping.
I get it. Yeah.
He then takes the 16-year-olds, rapes and shoots them, and dumps them down a mine shaft in Kansas. That's what he told the cops, and passed a polygraph on it. He didn't remember exactly where the mine shafts were, and the cops never are able to find them. So,
but you got to believe him because he passed the polygraph, and he said he took them.
And he said he only raped one of the girls. He said, I shot the couple, I raped one of the girls, shot them both, dumped their bodies down the mine shaft.
Good Lord.
And the police said this was the time when they figured that he finally figured out that you don't leave witnesses now.
Right.
And he was like, oh, if you're going to rape or do shit, you better kill everybody because otherwise they're going to fucking know.
Yeah.
So he then kind of takes off after that. He's still on probation, so he can't take off, but he does. He's a fugitive. And on October 19th, 2000, he is issued probation revocation. Arrest warrant comes out. He's officially a fugitive.
Okay.
So he is wanted on his back for his rape charges in Oklahoma. He's 27 years old in December of 2000. Now they want him, obviously. He says at this point, though, he took off not just to get away from the law. I mean, obviously, he didn't want to go to prison for rapes and all that.
I mean, there's a lot of charges that are racking up.
But he said he just wanted to start over. He was just tired of what he was doing. He wanted a clean slate. He said, quote, I was trying to change. I wanted a new life.
Really fucked this one up.
Yep, I fucked this one all to shit. I mean, Jesus, it's got meth all over it and blood and bullet holes.
Bodies, shit.
Holy shit. He said, quote, it's easier to look in the rearview mirror than to face your problems. That's what he said later on.
Okay.
Easier just to go, that was weird, and keep going rather than to be like, I'm a fucked up person. I'm raping and killing teenagers. This is an issue that I shouldn't be doing.
What a terrible thing to say, though, because if you don't, you can't change unless you face it.
Well, you know who does that? Psychopaths.
Psychos,
They can go, whoop, that's behind me. I don't know. That's in the past. The past is the past, man.
Won't do that again.
That is interesting. So as he flees Oklahoma from the law, he has $3,000 on him that he got from selling his truck and a couple of other things. Sold everything he could that could get cash to get the fuck out of here.
3 G's.
Yep. So he meets a woman while he's in flight. Okay.
Yeah.
Meets a woman who is the mother of a Missouri inmate in Joplin, Missouri. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he meets the woman in Joplin. Her son's an inmate. He meets a woman in a bar who says, my son's an inmate in Missouri. He told her that he's having problems with the cops and all this type of shit, and gives her this big sob story that he's very good at giving of how, these women, they set me up because they didn't like me. One wanted me to marry her and I didn't want to marry her. So her and her friends said this bullshit and blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
So she was like, oh, you poor man. So You poor man. Why don't you go ahead and use my son's identity? He's in prison. He ain't using it. That's literally what she said.
He's busy at the moment.
Yeah. He ain't coming out. He don't need it.
He don't need it.
So why don't you go and rape and pillage under my son's name instead? That's nice.
Holy.
So he does. He says that would be great. So she gives him the son's social security number, vital info, everything like that.
Uh-huh.
So he then takes a 20-hour bus ride to Tuscaloosa, Alabama from Joplin, and on the 20-hour bus ride, he studies his birth date and social security number the whole time.
Just changed into a different guy.
Yep, he said he wanted to be able to spout him off without any hesitation,
right
you
now.
you would your social security number and your birthday.
Yep.
And so that's who he became, John Paul Chapman. He is now.
Wow.
That's his name, new social security number, everything like that. He said that becoming John Chapman without fucking up at all was easy.
Was it?
Fucking easy, he said. No problem. Never even fucking thought about it. Because rear view mirror.
Yeah.
Now I'm John Chapman.
Because he's a goddamn chameleon.
Yep.
A lizard person who's dangerous.
Oh, he can shed his skin like a fucking snake and leave it behind and slither away and never even think. You think a snake thinks about their old skin?
No.
That's how much he's thinking about his past things.
I'm yellow under all this green. I'm a different guy.
Look at me. Yeah, I mean, it's weird, too. He'll go blonde sometimes, a little bit of facial hair. Sometimes it's just a little haircut. His whole face looks different. It's really weird. When I post that picture, you're going to really be tripped out by it. So he says it's easy going, heads to Alabama. Okay.
Here he comes.
Here we go. Different social security number and all this type of shit. He's still very charming. He can do all of that. He stays with some family friends in Tuscaloosa, but a bounty hunter tracked him down.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so he took off. Yeah. He fled south, where he went to Mobile, that's where he met Mark Bentley, the guy who drove to Hardee's for 2 hours. Right. That's Mark Bentley. We'll find out how
the fuck did that... It wasn't Dog, because Dog's terrible.
Nope.
Who the fuck did it?
There's a million bounty hunters. I mean, that's... Really? Oh, God, yeah. I worked for a process server.
That good?
When I was a process server, there was like 8 of them that worked for us. They were everybody.
That good, though? That's fucking impressive.
You go, who does he hang out with?
Yeah, but a guy that bought an identity from a random-ass person, that's pretty impressive.
But he was looking for him, so he could have just had addresses of his friends.
Okay. Yeah,
and went to his friend's address. That's his friend. Look him up on the internet and go to his house. You know what I mean? That's who knows how many houses he went to where he wasn't there first.
Great point. Yeah.
So who knows? But still, good job. He did find him.
Very impressive.
So he meets Mark Bentley, who's a home builder. Obviously, he doesn't have, but he lives in a trailer, which is funny. I don't know why a home builder would live in a fucking trailer.
Listen, man, chefs eat like shit.
Here's a home I didn't build.
Yeah.
This is, no, they don't usually. That's the other thing.
Really?
No.
I mean, when they get home, they make shitty food.
But it's not shit food. It's good food, just easy stuff. They don't put truffle oil on things. They make
mechanics drive pieces of garbage.
Yeah, they make steak and potatoes because it's easy. Yeah. There's a baked potato and that sort of shit. But yeah, they'll eat.
I think dentists and doctors are the only ones that really go hard on their profession. They're pretty healthy.
I feel like a home builder should have a home. I just feel like if you're going to build homes, throw yourself one of those while you're at it. That's all. If I go to get an estimate, talk about my new home build.
Yeah,
and I go to and he goes, no, come over, and the address, and it's made of metal, and I know he didn't build it. I'm going to go, well, I can't even see your craftsmanship here.
What's one more, man? Just build one more kitchen, bud.
Come on, throw it in there. So he said that he wanted a job, Jones does here, and Bentley said he doesn't need any help right now. And Jones said, I'll prove myself to you. I'll work for a day for free. I'll just work for a day for free and show you how hard I work. You don't have to pay me a fucking dime. And, maybe you'll want to fire someone to hire me. Like, I'm that good.
Wow.
So the guy worked his ass off, impressed Bentley, and Bentley not only hired him, but also let him stay at his trailer with his family.
What? How hard do you got to work that the boss is like, stay in my house?
Yeah, I understand. I mean, he's so good at scamming people and telling them the story they want to hear for who he is. It's fucking wild. So
that's crazy. He's able to find it right like that.
And Bentley he's like a rough guy. He's like he's not a little softy guy. He's a rough guy. He's got a big, strong personality. He's a church elder. You know what I mean? Like people respect him around town here. Right. And they said that Bentley was saying, you cannot do drugs at all. I won't put up with you doing drugs in my house or taking them into my house. He said, quote, I'll send your ass in a box back to your mama.
Oh, he's one of those.
Your mama.
Yeah.
If you bring drugs in my house.
For that. I'll kill you. I'll put you in a fucking box.
And he's thinking about it going, well, I'm going to rape your whole family and kill them maybe. So we might be even on that.
We'll see who does what.
So Jeremy dates several women in Mobile because he's got the gift of gab. He would go out, and they said too, he wouldn't look for women who were just like, oh, they're in my league, they're in my social strata, that sort of thing. No. He went out, he'd go up to anybody. He'd go into a bar and see some like lawyer woman and just be like, how's it going there, sweetie? Yeah. He didn't give a fuck. He was real, didn't care. He had one that was in a doctorate program at school that he was going out with. One was a registered nurse, so they're like professional people. And he's Mr. Meth wanted by the cops, false identity, living in the back of someone else's trailer. So he said that the detective later on said some part of dating these girls was a feeble attempt to be normal. Because he wasn't killing and raping these girls. He was trying to have like a regular relationship with them.
This is for real. Yeah.
Which is what Ted Bundy did too. He was trying to be normal at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's also a point you can't. Those girls are very. They're certainly looked for. You can't make that disappear.
Oh, no. And that's what I mean. He's looking for, and that because Ted Bundy had a girlfriend. He didn't kill her. He was trying to be normal at that point and show himself. Yeah, plus
pushing yourself with a girl that's like legitimate, it's like that's a solid attempt at because you can't. It's a better mask
too.
Yeah, true.
You look much more upstanding if you're next to this one over here.
Doctorate program, shit.
Yeah, they said that Kim Bentley's wife said that Jeremy was respectful and complimented her cooking all the time.
Yeah,
he knows where to turn that tap on. Yeah. Yep, she said, quote, when he saw someone sad, he wanted to cheer them up. Yep, they said that his emotions were always right at the surface. She said he giggled a lot, and he'd cry just as easy as a woman. That's what Kim said.
Well, take it easy, Kim.
Yeah, just as easy as a woman.
What does that mean?
He'll cry easier.
Yeah.
Well, watch a reality show.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
What are we going to pretend women don't cry more than fucking men? No, I'm not going to pretend women don't cry more than men. No, men will take it inward and then go blow their fucking brains out. I'm not saying we're better or stronger. I'm just saying that a woman is quicker to cry. Not a bad thing. Not fucking taking shots at it. I'm just saying reality is reality.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Fuck all of that. You know what I'm talking about. And you know I'm right. So
it's fascinating choice of words, though.
Yeah, he cries just as easy as a woman. That's how she said it too.
Yeah,
as a woman. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's better. Yeah, she thought that she got the feeling that he was yearning for a sense of family, is what she said. Just like he seemed to really want to attach himself and be part of the family. He talked all about his little brother all the time. He said he was excited about his mother coming to visit him. At one point, she said he was in La La Land. I don't know what that means. Just in whatever.
Just head in the clouds, yeah.
Yeah. Now, his mother, Jean, was so happy that he had found the Bentleys because she was been worried about him, and now he's like attached himself to some upstanding people.
Right. Was a rapist. Now he's hanging with the elder. This
is better. Yeah. She said, I thank God my son got in with good people. Which, I mean, I would think so. I thank God he got in with good people. In her mind, this friendship showed that her son is a good guy. She said, quote, Kim and Mark Bentley love my son. He wanted him to marry his cousin. He wanted Jones to marry his cousin, apparently. Kim Bentley's teenage stepdaughter here called Jones Ken, as in Barbie's boyfriend Ken, because he was a handsome Ken doll type.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Kim said, we were a family. He wanted to fit in with all of it. And he did. He fit in with everyone he met.
Dangerous.
Yeah, very. They said that Jones, quote, had been adamant. Later on, by the way, he'll say that he was fucking Kim Bentley.
So he was banging dude's wife?
It's what he says later on, but she denies it. Bentley says that he's been adamant that me and him had a relationship, which she denies. She says, quote, every woman he came in contact with, he believed they wanted him. In his mind, it wasn't rape if they wanted him.
Oh.
So in his mind, he was like, no, she just wanted me. She was just too shy to.
She wants, yeah.
She's just too shy to take it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I did it for her. That's his fucking philosophy. He's a creep. He's a scary psychopath person.
I can't imagine.
Yeah. Kim later on said she felt violated now that after she knew what he was all about. She said, I'll never think the same about anybody. He seemed like he believed he was somebody else. Maybe he wanted a new life, but he couldn't get away from who he really was. No, he's a fucking psychopath who put masks on to fool people to get away with murder. That's what he does.
To get what he wanted. Yeah.
To get what he wants. He's a terrible person. So eventually he falls out with them.
Yeah.
Mainly over meth because they said he was strung out on meth all the time. He moved into a motel. By the way, they'll take him back later. That's how he killed the next door neighbor. Remember?
Right.
Yeah, he leaves now. He goes to a motel where he meets a guy named Craig Baxter. And he's working temporarily in Mobile. And he's talking to him. And Jones here, Jeremy, approaches this Craig Baxter at the motel and says he likes his T-shirt. Strikes up a conversation with him.
Wow.
Just like that. He said he'd keep a conversation going, whatever it takes, is what Baxter said. Mm-hmm. When Baxter returned home, he left Jones a note. If you're ever in Georgia, give me a call, and left him his number because they had such a great conversation. What a good guy.
I like Winger, too.
Yeah, dude, that is wild that, he's that good at that shit. Jones calls him 2 months later in May of 2002, and that is because Jeremy had gotten the shit beaten out of him somewhere.
Oh.
And he needed cash. I'm beat up and I need cash, he said.
Yeah.
So Baxter wired him $50.
Okay.
The next day, without any warning, without any, hey, heads up, nothing, he just shows up on Baxter's doorstep here with fresh stitches over his eye, saying, how's it going? Remember you said to call you? Yeah. Well, I'm calling you.
Here.
Yeah. So they went, okay. So Baxter let him stay in his basement.
Okay.
So I guess you could stay in the basement. Problem is, Baxter's wife, Jan, doesn't like this guy at all.
She gets it. She already knows.
She got bad vibes, she said, from him.
Yeah.
Some people have a sixth sense for predators and some people don't. Yeah. And that's what it is. She said, quote, he kept weird hours. He'd be gone a lot at night. One time they were all watching, remember what year this is, 2002. Yeah. They were all watching the Osbournes on TV.
Yeah.
Which I guess we should explain to people we have a lot of younger listeners.
Yeah.
So if you're
a great show.
Ozzy Osbourne, the Black Sabbath guy, he walks around and does that. That whole family had a reality show.
Yeah,
in the early 2000s where when their kids were teenagers and they would follow them around and Ozzy would go, hey, shut up! And then people would laugh and somehow it's the biggest show on TV. It was pretty funny. So
it was something.
It was scripted. I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
It was annoying.
They all are.
Anyway, they're watching the Osbournes on TV. And she said that Jeremy was going on and on and on about Ozzy's daughter.
He loves her, huh?
Loves her, yeah. He would be saying, this is just in the living room in front of this guy's wife, this is weird. He's saying,
that guy's wife, yeah.
Yeah, saying, quote, ooh, what I could do with that. Saying
Good
shit
Lord.
like that. She was like 14 at the time or something, too.
I think is she older than Jack? Or is she younger?
It doesn't. They were both.
I think
teenagers
she's younger
because
he was 16.
I was going to say, yeah. Either way, they were both not legal and
right.
You don't go, ooh, what I could do with that in front of your friend's wife about a teenage girl. That's weird.
Yeah,
for a 30-year-old man, that's just fucking weird.
And it was Kelly she was an awkward teenager.
Yeah.
She wasn't even good at it. She hated it.
No. She wasn't like all. No, she was. She was like, oh man, she was like a kind of an emo-y angry teenager. Yeah. So she recalled him saying that, and she said, the wife, quote, I remember feeling uneasy about that. Yeah, you think?
I would, yeah.
So finally they kick him out. They said he was using meth and not paying rent. So
that'll do it.
Strike one, strike two. So he just showed up at a neighbor's house.
Just down the street?
Yeah, John McIntosh is the neighbor. And John McIntosh, this guy just shows up at his front door, sobbing his eyes out.
Like a girl.
Like a girl. Yep, like a woman. And also that's a way of I'm weak. I'm not a threat.
I'm
Look
clearly
at
at the end of my rope.
I need help. I don't. I'm not going to hurt you. I actually need help, which is another mask. You know what I mean?
Great ploy. Yeah.
The guy he would have probably been an amazing actor. If he wasn't,
he can cry like that, fuck
you can cry on command and be a different person without anybody noticing and look different. I mean, this guy could have been fucking a great. He could have been like Paul Giamatti, like a character actor that had a bunch of. You know what I mean? He would have been great at it.
Fuck, I love that guy.
So he, the neighbor John McIntosh said he was very weak. Things really upset him.
Yeah,
the opposite of reality of what he is.
He's a lunatic.
Yep. So McIntosh and his wife, Carrie, were in the process of splitting up.
Yeah.
So he let Jeremy stay. He's like, well, I mean, she's leaving anyway, so you can fucking stay, I guess.
Sit on the other side of my bed.
He gets him a job as well.
Really?
At the Young Refinery in Douglasville, where McIntosh was the manager. So if they had an opening, he just hired him for it. That was that. And he said John Paul Chapman passed a background check and was trained as a welder. First of all, the guy whose identity he took is in fucking prison in Missouri.
How is that not on the registry of whatever the fuck you just searched?
That's what I mean. You wouldn't. So even if it's not this guy with his rape convictions, you'd think it would come up with, oh, you're already in prison.
Did we just take the number out of circulation or some shit?
What is happening here?
How do we not flag that as this guy's being watched every waking moment?
It gets worse because the FBI is not any better at it. We'll find out later when it comes to technology,
God.
at least 20 years ago. So fingerprints anyway. So, yeah, that's passed. He's being trained as a welder. Now, Kerry McIntosh is the McIntosh wife here, okay? And she says they ended up getting back together, the McIntoshes, in the end. Yeah, that's nice. So she says that she believed that Jones had it in for women. That's the way she put it, Jeremy. She said that he would egg the husband on while they were fighting.
What a fucking dick.
He'd be like, now she's saying this fucking bitch, right?
Tell her she's a twat.
Yeah, ask her why she's talking to Jeremy down there at the Piggly Wiggly. Ask her that. I seen it. Shit like that. So,
wow.
Yeah, she said, quote, he'd say derogatory things about women, about putting them in their place and about smacking them down. Like, you need to put her in her place right now. One of his favorite jokes, Josh McIntosh, the husband, said, this isn't even the wife, this is the husband. This is one of his favorite jokes. He'd say it all the time. He's a welder, all right. Quote, what do you tell a woman with two black eyes?
Yeah, nothing. You already told her twice.
Nothing. You done told the bitch twice.
Oh, my God.
That's how he would say it. He just
Why did he make
put a
it
little
so
extra
much
stank
worse?
on it. Done told the bitch twice makes it way worse.
Sure in the fuck. My God.
Yeah. So, you done told the bitch twice is his punchline there.
My God.
Very talented man, obviously. Jesus. So
rewrote it though. Should we give him credit for the rewrite?
He wrote it. Yeah. He put his own twist on it.
Yeah.
He's like Whitney Houston singing the national anthem. Like he definitely put a little extra.
Made it his own.
Dragged out some syllables and made it his own. Really did. Wow, that is disturbing that he's saying that this guy would feel the confidence to say shit like that, knowing what he is. You think he would be like, tell the opposite. You should be nice to women.
Right.
I think he'd be saying shit like that to hide.
The shit he's done.
It's weird.
And then he says stuff like that.
So the wife felt frustrated because people would always stand up for him, for Jeremy, no matter what. Like she didn't like him and they would be like, no, he's a good guy.
Okay.
He just charmed everybody. She said, quote, his coworkers at Young Refinery used to rag me for dogging John. They even threw him a birthday barbecue. Yeah. They said they just thought he was a man's man, kind of good guy that they all got along with.
They burned meat in his honor.
Yep, they loved him. So,
oh, my God.
McIntosh, though, the husband who has spent more time with them, he saw some of the
He's going to see some cracks.
Show. Yeah. He said that, quote, he'd go pick up a couple drunk girls and go to a hotel. That's what he said that Jones used to do. He also said that Jones told him that Jones would often pick up prostitutes on Fulton Industrial Boulevard and take them places too. Yeah. McIntosh said the monster came out when he was on meth. Yep. And he said the same thing about meth. Jones, he'll later on say, Jeremy will say, quote, it's a sexual drug, an ecstasy. You're on top of the world. It multiplies everything.
It's a real sexy drug.
Wow.
Is it?
Usually that's on meth. And people, I guess they get methed up and fuck. Yeah, that's
sure, because you can't come. But it's just like Coke, but it's
you're
like
on top of the world, except it lasts a long time.
But what you look like.
Yeah.
That meth monster. That ain't sexy at all.
That is, I guess if you're both like that, you're fine with it.
If you can't see the forest through the trees,
he sounds like the type of guy, though, like when they talk about, doctors will talk about certain drugs when people really get hooked on certain shit, that one thing that'll get them, where certain drugs just hit your brain right. And you go like, oh, wow. Like you'll hear angels singing when you first get it, because you're like, that's it. I found it.
Yeah.
It's meth for this guy.
Yeah, but
he was singing like, at last. He's like, all that shit when it harps are playing. I think he loved it.
There's a crown and thorns and hallelujah.
So the McIntoshes are a bit uncomfortable with him, yet they allow him to just hang out with their 12-year-old son, Matt.
What?
Because this is the influence you want on your 12-year-old son. A meth-addicted fucking lunatic who talks shit about the kid's mother in front of her.
And picks up prostitutes.
Yeah.
And
does meth.
And drunk chicks to hotels. And
I want meth people around my 12-year-olds generally.
People who think meth is sexy.
Yeah. Well, they would apparently play video games together.
Yeah.
And they would talk about hunting, and they'd swim in the back pool and play fucking Marco Polo and whatever the hell else. On Halloween 2002, Jeremy painted up Matt's face just like Ace Frehley from Kiss. I'm sorry, I was looking at the other thing. From Chris. And then Matt's friend he painted up like Gene Simmons. So
you got two of
Ace
them.
and Gene. Yeah, there you go, going out together. Like, too bad you don't have more friends, kids. I could really... Two more, we could set this shit off, but...
We can sleep all day.
Yeah. Who wants to be Peter Criss is what I was getting at. So.
There you go.
Halloween 2002, he does the face painting, does all that, sends the kids out. Then Jones heads over to Gibson's Bar, G-I-P, Gibson's.
Yeah.
A popular tavern in Douglasville, apparently.
Sure.
It's at this night where a woman named Tina Mayberry, who's 38 years old, she was dressed in a Betty Boop costume there for, it was a costume party. That's what they're having at the bar.
That's what they do at the bar, yeah.
She walks out of the restaurant, of the bar, going, see you later, going out to her car. A minute later, she staggers back into the bar with knife wounds all in her midsection, bleeding profusely all over the place, collapses, and then dies at the hospital.
Wow.
In her Betty Boop costume.
That's a terrible way to go.
That's an awful, indignant way to go, I would say. There's no dignity in dying on a bar floor dressed like Betty Boop. That's just sad. Yeah. Especially when you did nothing to cause it. You just went to a party.
A minute ago, you were fine.
It sucks. Yeah, this poor lady. So she dies 2 hours later. Okay. Turns out that was him out there doing that. And we'll find out. We'll get into some details about it later. But he doesn't rape or rob her, and there's a reason for it.
Really?
Yeah, Tina Mayberry's tough, and we'll talk about that.
Really?
Oh, she whooped his fucking ass. It's amazing. Yeah.
She kicked the shit out of him.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. So early 2003, he brings home a woman from the bar to McIntosh's house, which...
With a 12-year-old boy.
With a 12-year-old there, yeah. Boy. McIntosh said the woman left quickly, just took off. And at about 5 a.m., the police called the house, which is not normal.
No.
Yeah, McIntosh said, quote, she said he tried to strangle and rape her. Yeah, she left the house and went right to the police department. So McIntosh and Jones go down to the police station. Turns out the woman's story wasn't completely consistent, so they were suspicious of her. And McIntosh said, quote, I vouched for him, and we didn't hear anything ever again after that.
Oh, my God.
He said, no, she's crazy. No, he's a good guy. He's real steady. I work with him and everything like that. He's a great guy. He came in my house. I didn't hear any struggle or anything. This is nuts.
How much regret does McIntosh live with today?
Can you imagine? No. So, he said that McIntosh said that he could tell that Jones here had some problems. Obviously, they said he's addicted to meth. And sex seems to be a close second right behind it.
And the two together, fuck, it's so sexy around here.
It'll just make you never want to stop thrusting your cock at things if you're just addicted to both those things. He attended church a few times with a coworker.
Okay.
And he told McIntosh, quote, or McIntosh said, quote, he kept saying he wanted a good woman who would cook and clean for him and would do what he would tell her to do.
That's
you want
called
a maid.
A slave, man.
Listen, let's call it a maid. You pay for those people, and they're happy to come do it and leave.
Yeah.
You could fucking them's another issue, but
that's generally extra
that's
or
either
not at
extra,
all.
yeah, either extra or illegal, one of the two. But certainly that's what you're looking for a wife. That's not really like I think the right.
No, that's not
cleaning,
a thing.
cooking, and that's just you just want a maid. That's easier than a wife.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, even if you want to be a fucking pig about it, you'd go, Jesus, man, a wife will be, a maid will just come and leave, man. What are you talking about? Wow. So McIntosh said, I told him he wouldn't find that woman in bars. No, that's not there. You're not going to find that nice woman in a bar. Now, McIntosh later on said, I let this monster into my house. That's what he said. Later on, when Jones confesses to all this shit, McIntosh said he believed these confessions are a way to regain a glint of the power and sexual satisfaction he once had. He's got to tell somebody about it to relive it again.
Yeah, he gets to.
And also the shocking them he wants to do. Watch Mindhunter. They like, you know what I'm saying? They get off on that shit.
You're damn right I did that.
Yeah, damn straight I did that, yep. McIntosh said, I think he really enjoys telling it to the police. They tell me they can see it in his eyes that he's reliving it.
Yikes.
That's why he says it in details and fucking enough to pass polygraphs. May 1st, 2003. Okay. Vicky Freeman. He meets her at Gibson's bar again. We're back at Gibson's. He told her, this one he didn't drag behind a fucking alley and bash her over the head and rape her. He wanted to hook up with her. He comes on to her. And he tells her that he'd been admiring her from across the room. And she's just a beautiful lady. And just want to maybe take you out on a date. That's all. He didn't approach her like, you want to blow me in the car.
Yeah.
I'll give you he said, I'm just a nice gentleman wondering if I could take you out on a proper date.
Let's go get some strawberry milkshakes, me and you.
Nope, they do a very basic thing here. Yeah. They go to Olive Garden and a movie.
Oh, yes.
Oh, boy. Endless pasta dishes tonight, baby. You know what, sweetheart?
1,003.
You get as many as you want. I don't even care. So they go there. She said, quote, he's very gentle, kind, and very loving. I mean, he always put me first, always thought of me, little cards, and I love you here. I love yous here and there. He's a real sweetheart, man.
Yeah.
She said the first time she saw him at Gibson's Restaurant and Lounge in Douglasville, she said she noticed his good looks as soon as she and her friend walked in. She said, my eyes went right to him because he's good looking. She said after they sat down, he approached their table and told them that they were both just beautiful ladies. So he even slickly included the friend, too.
Yeah.
Both of you were beautiful. Yeah, but I only want to fuck this one, but I want you to be on board with this.
It's cool that you're on board. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't ignore the friend. That's a bad That's bad gamesmanship.
I need you to tell her, go with him later. Yeah.
Yep. It's all right. I'll call me later and tell me how it went. So she said that, he said that they were beautiful and that he was just going to admire them from afar, which sounds creepy.
It does.
You ladies are beautiful. I'm just going to go sit over there and look at you.
I'm going to go outside and look through the window.
Yeah, that's even creepier. You just see him like with his arm like squeaky, squeak, squeak, or like a little fucking patch with his eye.
Making a little window.
Yeah, making it for himself. So, wow. The woman here, Vicky, said, quote, I was just lost in him. I don't even remember the conversation after that.
She loves him.
Lost in him. Pretty soon they began living in a mobile home together.
Really?
Where they paid in 2003 $125 a month.
I believe it.
That is a terrible trailer, even in 2003. That's a terrible, because I lived in an awful apartment, a terrible one in 97 that costs $400 a month. And it was terrible. So.
Yeah, in 2003, I lived in an apartment that was $700. It was a piece of shit, too.
2003, piece of shit. I mean, that's when that was the normal low price in Phoenix. March of 2003 is when they move in together. They live in Villa Rica, Georgia, or Villa Rica, Georgia. I don't know. Yeah. So they move into this trailer, and immediately Jones starts introducing himself to all the neighbors and just He is the mayor of the neighborhood. This guy sounds like what you would do if you moved into a neighborhood.
Hey, everybody, I'm here.
You would, because you like talking to people, so you'd be talking to everybody.
I've made it.
You get this guy's number, and I'm going to call him later. We're going to go over here.
I'll call James when you guys want to barbecue with me. I'll make him come over.
I'll make him come and be uncomfortable with you people. Like, who the fuck are these people? Because
he likes his burger well done, James. Get after it.
So I always go like, you don't have anything in common with these people, and you don't like them. So why are you trying to get them to like you? And you're like, I don't know. Like, why do you do that? Why do they need to? Why do you need to be? I
feel like if I let them bother me, they'll leave me alone.
You think? I don't know. I see you start conversations with people that you don't even want to talk to. And then I see you catch yourself like, why'd I say that?
Why'd I do that?
Why'd I do that? Yeah, it's like, oh, no, but it's like a habit. Wow.
It's like, I don't know. I think I've seen it in movies where like the neighbor you have to say hi. So when I get out of my car, I'll see my neighbor and be like, hey. And then I run through the Rolodex of memory of what they've been doing. I'll be like, hey, how about that thing you did? How was it? And now I've got a half hour.
Oh, man. I will give you the Dennis Reynolds look away wave with my keys in my hand. That's what you're getting. I don't know you. Living close to you isn't enough in common yet. Don't know you. If you have like a band shirt on that I like, then that's a different story. We'll talk about it, maybe whatever. But
I saw them out there. They had their motorhome hooked up to their trailer. Where'd you guys go the other day? Oh, boy. Here we go.
Here we go. Now you're best buddies. Proximity is not enough for me for a friendship. So, yeah, they move into this apartment. He's introducing themselves. One lady named Nita said, we were barbecuing outside, and he walked up toting a beer and playing with our little dog. He just said, hey, what's up there? How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Petting little dog on the head. Hey, nice to meet you, neighbor. Days later, Jones met this woman, Nita's 18-year-old daughter, Brittany. Different story. Quote, he knew many details about her, which Brittany found odd.
Yeah.
He just started all this conversation. Oh, you do this and you do that. She asked her mother, why the fuck did you tell this weird guy from the apartment complex all this shit about me? They gave him a reason to talk to me. And her mother said, I didn't tell him any of that stuff.
How the fuck did he know?
I didn't tell him anything. So one day at the apartment here, all of this, the cops get called on him because they said that, quote, this woman said that she was scared that Mr. Chapman was going to hurt her really bad, but she didn't want to press charges.
Okay.
Rakuten is the smartest way to save money when you shop because you earn cash back at over 3,500 stores. Fashion, beauty, electronics, home essentials, travel, dining, concert tickets, and more. Your favorite stores like Lowe's, Levi's, and Nike pay Rakuten to send them shoppers. And Rakuten then passes on a part of that payment to its members as cash back. You're already shopping at your favorite stores. Why not save while you're doing it? It's a no-brainer. Membership is free and easy to sign up. Get the Rakuten app now and join the 17 million members who are already saving. Cashback rates change daily. See Rakuten.com for details. That's Rakuten. Your cashback really adds up.
Escape reality and immerse yourself in a gripping tale of mystery, murder, and romance with June's Journey. Join June as she unravels the truth behind her sister's mysterious death and use your observation skills to find hidden clues and uncover dark secrets. Plus, you get to explore stunning hidden object scenes, from New York parlors to Parisian sidewalks, as each chapter reveals captivating mysteries. How sharp are your observation skills? Put them to the test in June's Journey. Download for free today on iOS and Android.
Then a couple weeks later, the cops come back again when Jones was, quote, wigging out, is the way he put it.
The cops called it that?
Yeah. He said it to the cops. That was in the report.
He said, I'm wigging out?
He said, I'm wigging out. And they said, what'd you take? And he said, I'm on a 2-week meth bender. That's currently.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Just
no sleep?
I guess
Probably not. Yeah.
He said he had just shot up 2 grams of meth.
That's a lot, right?
And was hoping to kill himself with it, possibly.
Then it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot on purpose.
Seems like a whole bunch.
Seems like too much. Yeah, it's a lot, I would say.
Yeah.
So he's been in hospitals and mental health facilities at least 4 times so far because of his drug use as well. He'll have advanced liver damage later on because we'll find that out later.
He's been doing it a lot, yeah.
October 2003, they arrest him again, the cops do. Now they actually arrest him for allegedly exposing himself to Brittany, 18-year-old Brittany, Nina's daughter here. She told police she was scared of him because he repeatedly came to her apartment trying to turn the doorknob and get inside.
Oh, no.
Are you kidding me? What the fuck?
Why is it repeatedly?
Repeatedly. He just did it all the time. When he's wigging out on a meth bender, he'll be like, I'll go over there and try to rape that girl.
Yeah.
That's what it is. He'd appear in the morning, she said, after her mother would leave for work. He would pop up.
God, yeah.
She said one day he'd be at the front door, next day he'd be at the back. Some mornings he just sat outside his apartment drinking beer and talking to himself.
Oh, my.
Meth. This is
and
like
that
8
guy's
a.m.
jiggling your doorknob.
Yeah, and he's popular in the neighborhood.
Holy.
So later on, the Godfreys end up calling police because they find a box outside Brittany's window and
What's
look in it.
What's
Inside
in it?
the box is rope, tape, and binoculars. An
accidental
kidnap
kit
kit
that he left behind. He didn't mean to.
No, I think he was putting it there for later use.
Yeah.
So like, now when I go over there, I don't have to take rope with me.
Right.
I'll have it right at her
there.
window because I'm going to obviously tie her up and kill her later.
Yeah.
I'm going to need it. Yeah. So that is very interesting. So he gets arrested in October 2003 for this, for indecent exposure and public indecency.
Yeah.
Brittany's 18, so it's not in front of a child.
Yeah. Right.
So, he later on, he would say it this way, quote, I'd get picked up in Georgia and I'd be sweating. They'll find me out now. But when they'd come in and say, okay, John, you've made bond, I'd leave.
What the fuck is happening?
3 times after arrests in Douglas and Carroll counties in 2003 and 2004, the national computer database from the FBI for fingerprinting failed to detect that Jones, posing as Chapman, was a wanted man.
Do they have his fingerprints on file as John's?
No, they have his as Jeremy Jones.
Yeah.
That's what they have him as. But
so when he
he's
gives
saying
fingerprints,
he's something else.
Yeah.
They're coming back like inconclusive, and they're going, well, I guess he's who he says he is because he has a driver's license and stuff because he's got that social security number. But instead, no, it's not that. It's fucking
wow.
It's insane. It's crazy. So the FBI said they would, after all this, said they were investigating why this happened. Jones laughed about it. He said, quote, that little fingerprint system they have is a joke.
It's a little toy.
It's a little toy there. He must be Canadian somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
It's a real joke. That's a Your Stupid Opinions reference there. So January 2004, he is charged with 2 counts of criminal trespassing again because he got let out for the indecent exposure because his fingerprints didn't get flagged. Once again, fingerprints failed to detect his true identity. They don't. They just they take him at his word. That's wild, man. February 14th, 2004. This is less than a month later.
Yeah.
Think about this when they should have definitely known who he was and kept him in prison. Valentine's Day. There's a woman named Catherine Collins in New Orleans. Yeah. 45 years old. She's found that day on February 14th, nude and badly decomposed in an empty lot.
Oh, boy.
Her name's Catherine Collins. She's a local prostitute who also went by Catherine Gieselman. And the detectives said that, and they said she was found in a grassy lot about a block away from the trucker's entrance to the port of New Orleans. Ugh.
Golly.
The body had decomposed, and they could not identify her. She'd been reported missing on January 10th, but it wasn't found until February 14th when an anonymous tipster led them to the body.
Oh, my.
So, we'll find out because that's him, too.
Of course.
Of course it is. Why would I tell you about a murder he didn't commit, I guess? So, early March 2004, they're on the move again to another trailer park. This is Vicky and Jones here. Him and Vicky moved together to Arbor Village Trailer Park in Douglasville, Georgia. Okay, that's the beginning of March 2004. March 12th, 2004, 16-year-old Amanda Greenwell disappears from right there. In a nearby trailer of the same park.
Really?
They're there less than 2 weeks. This happens. I mean, dude, at what point?
you can't. There's no. That's not a coincidence.
No, these are all. He's fucking lazy.
Yeah,
these are all within walking
door.
distance.
Yeah.
What are you doing? It's fucking. At least Ted Bundy went out and into the world, for Christ's sake. Right. This guy's fucking lazy. So
it's shocking that he got away with it this long.
That's what I mean.
When he's this lazy.
It's this. This is just piss poor police work, connecting dots and shit like that. That's the only. And 3 times the fingerprints, national fingerprint database didn't work.
As lazy as he is, there's multiple other people that are even lazier.
The only thing I can think, and this is what I came up with immediately, because sometimes if you're fucking doing a lot with your hands and tearing your hands up doing construction work and stuff like that, would that one little flap on the skin, would that affect the fingerprint to fuck it up? Because I'll notice, like, if I'm doing stuff outside and dicking with my hands, my fingerprint thing on my computer won't work.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'll have to put my password in. And I'll have to put like some lotion and shit on my finger and like work it all out, and that's when it'll start working again. So
I would hope that the FBI is a little more stringent than fucking Apple.
I would hope that Apple 20 years later would have a better fingerprint system than the FBI 20 years ago, because that fucking computer was expensive. They could suck my dick.
That thing was giant.
It's I'm talking mine. Fuck theirs.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, not theirs. My laptop cost a lot. That shit was. I was mad at that shit. I was angry at Apple. So, April 14th, 2004, Patrice Tambers Endres is this woman's name, Tambers-Endres. Sure. She owns and runs the Trim and Tan, or Amber's Trim and Tan is the name of the place. Her name isn't Amber, but she decided that's a good name for somebody who would want to give you a trim and a tan.
There's a lot of Ambers that are pretty tan.
Pretty tan and trimmed up nice. Yeah. This is on Georgia Route 369, this road here. It is a rural, middle of nowhere. It's described as a remotely located beauty salon, which is very odd. Number one.
Those are oftentimes failures, I think.
Yeah, or it's a very specific location.
Yeah. Or she only does trims, cuts, and pussy waxing, and it's the only place that does it.
And every woman in the whole entire mountain region does it and is happy to do it. I don't know.
She also does vajazzling.
Totally. That's what keeps her in business. That's what keeps the lights on.
Hell yeah.
Listen, tans will do this and that, and trims will do everything, but vaginas will keep the lights on. That's what I'm saying. So she is running this place. It's north of Cumming, Georgia, is the name of the place. She's in there, and she disappears from her shop.
Oh, no.
Disappears. Now, what happened to her? We find out. Jones will later tell detectives that he got lost driving. He didn't even mean to go here. He got fucking lost. Boy. Yeah, he got lost driving and just accidentally drove by her isolated business and needed
the girl that runs that is pretty.
Well, he just needed to stop for directions. He figured there'd be people in there. He can't just go in and fucking kidnap people. But when he went in and asked for directions, she was the only one in there. And there is nobody around to hear anything. So he said, awesome. So he kidnapped her and brought her to Douglas County, where he raped her and killed her and dumped her body in a creek.
Jesus Christ, man.
And she's never been found. And despite they've looked for her a lot, we'll talk about this. Now, the detectives who talked to her said they don't believe that he just happened upon this place. They don't buy that. No, they said, quote, he's a stalker. He gets excited about his victims. He'll talk about killing a person like it's a 10-point buck. They said
so he knew her.
He's going to tell you the story. Yeah, he was stalking her. He grew to enjoy the killing. It was as addictive as the meth, is what the cop said. So what happened to her there? He found her. She's a pretty petite brunette, 38 years old and alone.
Oh, my God.
Yep. He said he dumped her body off a bridge in Douglas County into a creek. And it's just very disturbing to hear that. And they said that the sheriff said, quote, he said his only intent was to get directions back to Douglas County. After he went in, he realized she was there by herself and seized the opportunity. For all the work we've done, the only time he ever set foot in Forsyth County was that morning.
Yeah, there's no way he just happened upon it then.
No, that's just weird. So they said he told them that he got high on meth that April 15th morning, jumped in his red Jeep Cherokee, and drove without any destination. He was just driving around. Aimless. He said he remembered driving through Canton and then became disoriented. That's when he stopped at the salon, and there you go. That's where he met Endress, who resembled some of the other women that he suspected of killing as well. He has a type. Yeah. Petite brunettes is what he likes. He forced her to leave with him at gunpoint, and she left cash and an unlocked business behind. Mm-hmm. So people were looking for her after that. Now, early 2004, Jones would call McIntosh. Remember the McIntosh guy?
Yeah.
He'd call McIntosh at weird hours, call him at like the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Weird times. McIntosh said, quote, he was going downhill fast. He'd say, John, I screwed up again. I assumed it was because of drugs, but I wonder if he was talking about something else.
I'll bet he loved this guy. And he told him in coded ways.
Yeah.
He had a little confidant that he just told things to.
He needs to get it out.
Yeah.
He likes to get it out. And
holy shit.
And then he'll have a minute where he's like, damn it, what am I doing? But then that's people. If you've ever been addicted to anything, it's like that. Like you feel like you need. And then while you're doing the thing you need,
you're like, why am I doing this?
No, that feels good. But then when you're done with it, you're like, why'd I do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it's you're trying to quit smoking.
Yeah. If
you're trying to quit smoking, you haven't had a cigarette in 2 days, and you take a drag of a cigarette, there's no fucking regret to that whatsoever at the time you're doing it. Like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking come right now. This is so good. And then
I think
when you're done with it, you're like, why did I fuck that all up? What's wrong with me?
I don't even think it's that far in. I think it's, I don't think you have to be done. I think 5 to 10 drags of it.
Once you're satiated.
Doing? Yeah. Yeah. Once you satisfy it.
Once you satisfy the thing, and that's what his is. Once that blood flows, he's satisfied. And I think at that point, he's like, oh, that's why when he ditches people, just throws them off bridges into a mine shaft. It's like, well, done with that.
Yeah. And he conceals it.
Yeah.
His concealment is something.
Which is Bundy did the same thing.
Yeah.
He had to hit all those women in the woods. So
yeah, he's doing that because afterwards there is shame for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he loves it.
April 20th, 2004. Remember Amanda Greenwell, 16 years old? Her body is found on April 20th here. She's been stabbed repeatedly and her neck is broken.
Jesus.
Yeah, that is brutal there. That's his neighbor from Arbor Village Mobile Home Park.
Yeah.
She was reported missing in March. Her badly decomposed remains were found in April. And, they said her stepbrother and her stepsister said that they would see Jones around the trailer park, but really didn't know him very well. Uh-huh. Other people in the trailer park said, oh, well, I remember that fucking guy. Here's a dude that said, quote, he was always pretty high. He had a pretty hard drug problem. He was always paranoid, always wondering if the cops were looking for him.
Yeah.
So meth people are always paranoid about the cops anyway. Can you imagine having 10 bodies on you too?
Oh, boy.
And living under a false identity with fingerprints floating around the FBI database all the time? You'd be terrified.
Somebody else's name. Also, no idea if this guy is really out somewhere too doing bad shit again. What if he's got a fucking warrant somewhere now?
That's what I mean. Yeah, he's always paranoid.
I'm going to hand my ID over going, hope he's not out and caught somewhere.
It's fucking wild. So him and his neighbor here would play chess and drink beer all the time. That was their thing. They were friends until his buddy here suggested maybe we should pray together. And this man, the neighbor, said, quote, he completely flipped out. He said he couldn't handle prayer in his house. We know why now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just on meth and didn't feel like hearing it. So another neighbor, Tammy, remembers Jones fighting with a woman he lived with and sobbing loudly in the mobile home park's payphone after they would argue. He would go to the payphone and call her and sob into the payphone loudly so that all the neighbors could hear.
Oh, boy.
This neighbor said, quote, it gives me chills just thinking about it. So they said that even after she was taken in Greenwell and after she was found, the police questioned Jones because they questioned everyone in the neighborhood.
Right.
But they said there was nothing that aroused anybody's suspicion. He just said he had no clue. No, I don't know. He's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know that kid, whatever. And they were like, all right, went on to the next one. They said he seemed normal. That was that. June 15th, 2004, he's arrested for meth, marijuana, obstruction, and possession of paraphernalia.
Obstruction.
Obstruction, yeah. So he, interesting here, they release him, of course, even though they run his fingerprints and come up with Ugats again. They release him, went back to his trailer park there. Douglasville's about 20 miles west of Atlanta, by the way, outside of Atlanta. His neighbors describe him as a volatile, paranoid man who is often glassy-eyed from extreme amounts of meth that he uses.
The cops questioned that guy and were like, yeah, he seems normal.
He seems fine. Just normal. There's probably 80% of the trailer park probably look like that. And they were like, he fits right in with everybody else. Look for the guy who's not on meth. He's probably the murderer at that point.
How fucking crazy wild-eyed are the people that are 30 minutes outside Atlanta?
Living in a trailer park? Yeah. Probably pretty fucking wild-eyed.
Yeah.
Atlanta gets real rural real fucking fast.
Sure
it's one of those places where it's like, oh, it's this big city, and then holy shit, what the
Where'd
hell
it go?
is going on here? Where did it all happen? Where's that banjo coming from? So this guy, the neighbor, Brian, said he once saw Jeremy Jones peeking in another neighbor's window.
Oh.
When this man, Brian Christensen, asked him, what are you doing? Jeremy ran away. He just ran away. Didn't have an answer. See ya.
The most suspicious thing you can do is run away. Like,
yeah.
If you're trying to, I don't know.
Lost something. I'm looking for something.
I thought I saw a quarter. I don't know. Fuck.
I thought my friend was in anything. You could say anything other than
looking for my wife.
Weird. So this Christensen's wife, Andrea, said she once opened the door and Jones was there at the door asking to borrow her phone. So she was like, I guess, yeah, sure, you're a neighbor. You can borrow my phone.
She opened the door and he was already standing there.
He was there. He was just standing there.
He was just standing there.
Came up there. And then she said he made a sexually suggestive comment, then pushed her against the wall and grabbed her throat. Was going to rape her.
Yeah.
But she got away. Brian, the husband, said, you had a strange feeling when you looked into his eyes. He was looking at you, but looking right through you. Ooh. Weird cat. So September 2004, he heads to Mobile, all right? The Hurricane Ivan had just come through, so he figured there'd be construction work there when it was over.
There you go. That's what he's here for.
Yep. He said, I wanted to come down here, live on the beach, and live happily ever after. That's what he told the cops. This was his retirement he was coming for, just basically like
Gulf Coast living.
Bask in the glow of his gotten away with murders and just live in
the muddy beach.
That's it. So September 15th, 2004 is the same day that the hurricane struck. That's when he showed up at Mark and Kim Bentley's house, like we talked about here. Again, they think they know him as John Chapman, and that's where he showed up and stayed in their mobile home, and Scooter was there and all that kind of shit. And then Lisa Nichols ended up happening.
Yeah.
By the way, on the way to Mobile, he called Vicki Freeman, his girlfriend, back in Georgia, and he told her that I got a job already. I'm not even there yet, and I got a job. And she said, quote, I told him how proud I was of him. I told him, get us a place to live, and I'll get right down there with you.
What the shit?
By the way, what number is this? What number was it? It was Lisa Nichols' phone.
Oh, my God.
From the beginning, the woman he killed, he had her phone.
Yeah.
That's why. That's what it was.
Holy.
Yeah. How fucking insane is that?
He took it with him.
Yeah, he took it with him. Yeah. He's got guns. He's got all sorts of shit going on here. So September 21st, 2004 is when he's arrested. Yeah. Now he's arrested. He's saying he is his alias, and they have no way to know otherwise until he phones his mother from jail.
Oh?
Talks to his mother from jail, and authorities trace the call. And then they could do a little family tree and figured out this isn't who the fuck he is. He's this guy that's wanted on rape shit from fucking years ago.
Wow. Well done.
Finally, decent police work. It's about fucking time.
Not bad at all.
No. So he's arrested for charges related to the rape and slaying of Lisa Nichols.
Okay.
That's what he's found with here. That's the one where her mutilated and burned body was found in her bathroom in the trailer park from the beginning. Also charged with the murder of Amanda Greenwell, a 16-year-old neighbor in Douglasville, Georgia. Her remains were found in April of 2004. Also, he's going to later be charged with the murder of Catherine Collins, a 47-year-old New Orleans woman who's the prostitute by the Port of New Orleans place there. So police in Mobile send out a news release announcing the arrest of him. He's 25, by the way, at that point.
Wow.
That's what it says on his thing.
Yeah, but he's not.
No, he's not. He's 31.
He's 30? Yeah.
He's 31. But they announced that, the police announced that we've arrested a 25-year-old man named John Paul Chapman.
Oh, because he's in jail. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And that's when Oklahoma stepped up and said, that profile of Chapman resembles actually this guy that we're looking for.
Yeah.
Jones, he's wanted on rape by force and rape by instrument, sodomy and failure to register as a sex offender, and felony bail jumping. So we'd love to talk to him.
He's pretty much the worst sex offender we've got.
He's as bad as it gets. And then Missouri came in. And they said, no. You don't have John Paul Chapman because we have John Paul Chapman. He's in our prison. We know where he is. We can go check on him right now. Like we
can
just
put him on the phone if you want.
We just put a meal through his slot. Like we know he's there for real. So this is it all. Now it's all crumbling, and the police are going, who the fuck do we have here?
Yeah.
What is happening? Now they're getting worried. So since his arrest, investigators from Oklahoma, Georgia, Louisiana, California, he's been there too, they all travel to Mobile wanting, hopefully they can just get a couple of minutes to talk to this guy, see what we come up with. One of them said, quote, he's eager to talk. Can't wait to tell everybody what he's done. The cops, anyway. He confesses to killing 21 people.
Okay.
In a 12-year span over 5 states. He says 8 of them were were Atlanta women from the metro Atlanta area.
Okay.
So the detectives, 2 of them here, they were asked how do you control an interview with this guy? And they laughed and said, quote, he controls them. We cannot control him.
Yeah, you let him go.
He said, absolutely nobody will ever get the complete truth. He sugarcoats everything. He just runs all over the place.
Wow.
He just enjoys talking shit and telling stories and blabbing. So he claimed that he killed 3 prostitutes in Mobile, 5 in the Atlanta area, and another in New Orleans. He's been charged with the New Orleans one, but they haven't substantiated the other ones yet. They said these 2 detectives, Paul Birch and Mitch McRae, spent hundreds of hours with Jones.
Really?
Hundreds. Like they did with Dahmer.
Yeah.
Let's go through them one at a time. Tell me all the details.
If he's willing to do it, it's probably not as gross because you just got to take information and then go try to corroborate it. When he tells you, it's just a goddamn story at this point. We don't know if this is true.
Fuck it. Let him tell it, though. Then we can check it out and see what the evidence, matches up. So, so they sit him down there. They spent hundreds of hours with him. They said they listened to his rambling shit. His stories would change sometimes. They said his stories are a mixture of truth and fantasy. The truth is there also, but there's also what he wants you to think and what he feels like saying now. And the one guy said, quote, we spent hours and hours talking about hunting and fishing and girls, just trying to get some kind of rapport with the guy here. So he said he brags about conquests, about having affairs with teachers. A lot of that stuff was just not true when we looked into it. Right. So, but several polygraph tests have supported his accounts of the killings.
Or murders.
Now, can he pass a polygraph because he's that good of a fucking liar?
Maybe, yeah.
Does he think, you know what I mean? A really psychopathic person can pass a polygraph test.
Yeah.
They don't get that rush of oh no, I'm lying because they're dead inside. They don't get that shit.
There's also like the details. If you can get through them and they're graphic and horrific, that's a frightening human being.
Yeah, big time. And you're just like, I did that.
Oh boy.
Like watch the thing when Dennis Rader finally cracks.
Yeah.
When they sit him in that confessional, they finally say, we got your DNA, man. It's this and that. And he goes, that DNA is about 100%, isn't it? And they go, it's dead to rights. And he goes, all right, let me tell you about the Oteros. Went in there, jerked off on the girl, tied this guy. He started fucking reliving it. I mean, it was like, soon as he's busted, well, might as well get my dick hard while I'm at it and tell you all about it. Since
there's some of them that even though they know they're fucked, they want to hang on to them.
Because it's power for them. It's different type of psychology for those guys.
It's a terrible person.
They like to have the power of the information to torment people with. And some of them, they like to use it for their own personal gratification. So it depends on what they're into.
Reliving, all that shit.
Yeah. So, wow. In 2005, in April, they said that he confessed to killing Patrice Endres, the salon owner there. No body is found, though, so no charges are ever filed because they don't know. No. They can't corroborate how he killed her and stuff like that. So May of 2005, an Alabama grand jury indicts him in the Nichols slaying.
Yeah.
There. A spokesperson for the Fulton County District Attorney in Georgia here said that no connection has been established between Jones and any unsolved homicides in Fulton County. No evidence. They said, we do not have any active investigations specifically involving Jeremy Jones. The Mobile Police Sheriff's Detective here, Paul Birch, said that Jones told investigators he picked up prostitutes on stretches of Atlanta streets around strip clubs and would dump their bodies in wooded areas and once off a bridge into a river. He said he took and passed several polygraph tests on those cases. So Fulton County might want to look into those a little deeper.
Absolutely.
Is basically what they're saying. So he said, I don't know. That's what he told us, and the fucking lie detector said he's telling the truth. So they said he knew shit that nobody else knew about them. So Atlanta police planned a trip to Mobile that was postponed after there was a slaying at the Fulton County courthouse that was a little distracting.
Shit.
So they said, we got to concentrate on this. Alabama Attorney General said that Birch, the detective, sketched a rough map of the locations where Jones said he committed the crimes against his victims in Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, and Kansas that date back to 92.
Good Lord.
Jones's defense attorney said that he just fabricated all this stuff.
Okay.
It's all good. And authorities said, no, we don't think he's making them up. He knew quite a lot.
Too much.
Yeah. They said the Patrice Endress thing, he knew an awful lot about that to not have done that. They said that he must have been there to know anything, all the shit he knew about the shop and all that kind of stuff. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's not like he would have driven by it and looked in. And so, they said also the authorities have already charged him in Douglas County with the slaying of Amanda Greenwell. And Birch said that Jones gave investigators detailed confessions of those 3 killings.
Okay.
Yeah. The county sheriff in Douglas County said, quote, we approach his confessions with cautious optimism. Said that we're investigating other cases. They said Jeremy Jones has confessed to the deaths of Tina Mayberry, Patrice Endress, and Amanda Greenwell. There's some evidence to support the Greenwell confession, but almost no evidence to support his confessions in the Endress or Mayberry cases.
Yeah.
There's just not physical evidence to connect. So, yeah, that's tough. So based on his confessions, though, with Patrice Endress, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office begins searching for her remains at Sweetwater Creek at the Riverside Parkway Bridge near the Chattahoochee River, where he said he dumped her. They used dogs specifically trained to find cadavers, because obviously she's not going to be alive a year later. The cadaver dogs have twice indicated that a body was once there,
on the bridge?
Wherever it was, wherever they found where he said he was.
Yeah.
So investigators brought the state forensic anthropologist to advise them, and they set up a grid to comb through the vegetation and debris for evidence, and they collected soil in hopes of finding her DNA in there and everything like that. But because of rains and floods, they said the body may have very easily washed downstream and
Damn it.
with that DNA as well.
Yeah.
And divers have not had any luck finding the body. They said in the salon, there's not a lot of evidence there. He said, quote, in some places you can collect hair samples as evidence, but my God, it's a hair salon and there was hair everywhere.
Right.
You cannot clean up all the hair in a hair salon. It's impossible.
That's literally what they did in the town, is go to barber shops and Ziploc bag a bunch of it and then sprinkle it in cars that they robbed joints with.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
How you gonna parse between this hair and that hair?
Yep. He said there were fingerprints on top of fingerprints because there was customers in there. Just the setting itself was one of the biggest obstacles we faced. So they said that was really hard. They said also in case Jones misidentified the location, they were going to do an aerial search by the bridge and everything there as well. Now, Endra's father, he said he didn't want to talk about the case. They talked to him and he said, I don't want to talk about this. So they said that they're uncertain whether Jones will be charged in the disappearance here. They said he's been very forthright in 3 different interviews, but it's been hard to confirm it. To some degree, he's already told us things only the person involved would know, things we haven't shared, but you just don't charge someone based on a confession. There has to be corroboration. Sometimes people confess for the notoriety or just to play games.
Yeah.
So
that's why investigations are so goddamn important, because if you find something that only killer would know and this guy knows it, bingo bango, you got your guy.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So one of the people who knew her said that homes and businesses around the area tied yellow ribbons around trees and distributed hundreds of flyers with her picture on it. People had car washes to raise money. They raised $17,000.
Wow.
The family hired a psychic. America's Most Wanted taped a fucking reenactment of her abduction, but it never aired. God, that would be a pain. Are you going to air it or not? Jesus.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's a lot of production for nothing.
A guy named Mike Becker, who owns a store called Fred's Beds. Why do none of these people name their businesses after themselves? Why are they
What is
like
his name?
Mike, and he calls it Fred's Beds?
Well, because Mike's Beds sounds aggressive.
Just nobody's beds then. Your name's Mike.
just
Your name's
call it
not Fred.
Beds.
The other lady had Amber's Tannin something, and
Right.
her name was Patrice, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. So, yeah, he said that he's alarmed by how random it is. His shop's like 2.5 miles from the salon. He says, back then it was free and easy before she disappeared. We trusted everybody. My fiance would be here by herself while I went to the store. He says now he has a policy, no women are allowed in the shop alone. You might get murdered. No women alone. Didn't get her like a shotgun in case.
No.
Just not allowed to be here by herself.
Go outside if anybody else leaves.
Yeah. In total, they said that Jones was, quote, very nonchalant and matter-of-fact in recounting the rapes and killings. Just, there was that one and did that and, blah, blah, blah.
How do you do it?
So the ones that they're pretty positive about that he did are 13 total people.
That's too many.
Up somewhere between 13 and 21. They don't know, but they're pretty sure 13. 10 females, 3 males. Here are the ages that he's killed, by the way. Three 16-year-olds he's murdered, a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old. This is a weird one. 4 38-year-olds. How strange is that? Just a coincidence. Then a 40-year-old, a 41-year-old, and a 45-year-old. But 4 38-year-olds. It's just so weird.
Feels like that's his jam, right?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Or around 20.
Or around, yeah, it depends. I think it's whoever's there.
Yeah.
If he finds you attractive in whatever thing sets his mind off to, that's my rape attraction and my murder attraction. Also, he killed them in different ways. Yeah. He shot one, he stabbed one, he broke one's neck. He does whatever weapon he has on him. That's what he uses, and he brings one with him as well, which shows that they called him though a disorganized thrill killer. That was what they classified him as.
Yeah,
because it's just close by people.
Yep.
That's why. It's not like he didn't plan that shit. Right. He just shows up.
It's and when especially, it strikes.
Yeah, and especially if you believe him that he was just wandering around, saw this place, and decided to do that, that's the point there. So most of the time, except for the Patrice Enders, they're people that are within walking distance of him.
I hate
or he's out somewhere. It's pretty fucking terrifying. So also, here's the behavior section of that psychological workup.
Yeah.
Behavior during crimes. Rape, yes. Torture, yes. Stalking, yes. Overkill, yes. Quick and efficient, yes as well, though. Because he'll kill them to get them done, and then he'll stab a bunch more times and shit like that. But he never blindfolded anyone or bound anyone. Not into that. Not into binding. So, Tina Mayberry. Remember Halloween 2002?
Yeah, from the Betty Boop bar.
Yep, walked in and died. Well, no strong suspects were identified until Jones just came out. They didn't even ask him about it. He just came out and told investigators, he did it. I did it. There's a chick at the bar, Gibson's, Betty Boop costume. She came outside, and her stepdad believes him also. She said, the stepdad said he had new information only known to the killer. Apparently, she fought him furiously. In his confession, he said, quote, she whipped my ass. That's why he didn't rob or rape her, because she beat the shit out of him to the point where he just had to start stabbing her.
Kill her,
to stop the ass whooping. Yeah. Like literally, he was like, oh shit, I bit off more than I can chew here.
Yeah.
Stab, 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 and she went in and fucking died.
Wow.
She wasn't getting raped in a parking lot. She was going to fuck his ass up in a Betty. Imagine how embarrassing it is for this fucking jackass. Imagine if someone walks outside and sees you getting the shit. You're trying your hardest, and some chick in a Betty Boop costume is working you over. Working you. Booping your ass.
Boop, boop,
yeah.
doop.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. I would pay fucking money to see that.
Rocking your head back.
This motherfucker tried to rape me, like kicking him and punching him. I'd be like, awesome, kick his ass.
And then he took out a knife and had to stab her to end it because she was going to win.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, he got scared that she was going to beat him up and then go inside and say, this guy tried to fucking do this. And he said, I got to stop her. Never mind rape. I just got to kill her. So, yeah. And then he comes out after a while and says, everything I said was a lie. I didn't do any of it. All the confessions are false. Lied. He said that he played the system to get special meals and phone privileges and meetings with his mother and girlfriend. His mother says that he has called her more than 350 times.
He's always on the phone.
Yep. He said, when you take this is Jones himself, when you take everything a young man wants, I'll do anything possible to get what I want. So if you take it all away from me, I'll do what I have to do to get it. But he was giving details that
nobody else
knew.
Yeah.
And he's passing polygraphs.
Right.
So they said that maybe he's making false claims about some other homicides to discredit any incriminating statements about the ones that he did do also. He might be trying to muddy the waters. His attorney, though, says that he dismisses anything his client said to the authorities. He said, don't listen to any of that.
He's a dork. He's a liar. He's a moron.
He said, quote, he will talk to anyone and confess to anything if they'll let him talk to his mother and girlfriend for hours. He's getting fancy lunches with crab claws and dinners and drinks. Then he'll come back later and say it's all false. It doesn't matter.
He's getting crab?
He's making deals. That's what they do all the time. You start talking, you're solving fucking cases. They'll get you whatever the fuck you want to eat if you're going to clear a bunch of murder cases.
Wow.
It's probably one of those, the ones where they come in like the bag, those places you order them takeout, and it's like a bag of
the wet ones. Yeah,
it's just like a bag of like cooked stuff.
It's just a bunch of it's all wet inside though. It's really gross. It's not good.
They never work really well though. Those places usually suck. So now all of a sudden his lawyer said too, he's really loving the national media attention as well.
Oh, great.
He loves it. They said he had segments on the Today Show, CNN, Fox News, Current Affairs, going to do an hour-long show to him on him. God. He's like, this is great. He loves it. Yeah, he loves it. His lawyer, who's been appointed by the court, said his client is intelligent and could have been successful at just about anything. He said, quote, he is a super smart man. If he was trying to be good, he could be a doctor, a lawyer, or a businessman. No shit.
Yeah.
Instead, he uses his abilities for murder and rape. So Catherine Collins of New Orleans, remember that young lady by the port of New Orleans? Well, anthropologists reconstruct this whole thing, her basically, and they solved her identity totally. They thought they found her, but they weren't positive. And so they're waiting on DNA results to determine whether possibly they can find his DNA on her or not. So they said that a friend recognized the facial reconstruction when it was publicized, and that's how a check of dental records confirmed that she was the victim.
Great.
They said, quote, except for a different haircut, we were amazed at the likeness, which is between her and the reconstruction by LSU forensic anthropologist Mary Mannheim.
Well done, Mary.
Yeah. So even before, though, they knew who it was. They knew who it was because he had told her. He told them who the fuck it was. So
it was her,
and it's her. Wow. So they didn't even know who it was that they had.
Right.
They had bones, and basically
he put a name to bones, and then they confirmed it. And how did he not?
Nope, it's not me.
Okay.
So that's fucking wild. He goes to court. All right. He pleads not guilty. This is just into the one count here, the one count of murder, the Nichols murder. He pleads not guilty, and as the judge is ordering him to go he has to get psychiatric testing before a capital murder trial, which is just standard procedure. Yeah. He screams out in court, I ain't crazy. Well, that's some crazy shit.
I'm going to do some crazy shit right now.
I ain't crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. The judge yelled at him and said that, please don't make any further comments without your attorney's permission. Shut the fuck up, basically, here. So this is for the death of Lisa Marie Nichols, like we said. The indictment states that Nichols was sexually assaulted and shot to death in her mobile home and then set on fire. Yeah. And this is they kind of give a trail of, this leads to this, which led to this, and this begat that, which begat that.
Sure.
So he could face either life in prison without parole or the death penalty at this point.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So his girlfriend, Vicky Freeman, remember her?
Yeah. She wants to come down.
She said, you got the wrong guy.
Really?
The wrong fucking guy. She said that he is not a bad guy. The police have falsely picked on him, calling him a serial killer and piling on and trying to clear the books of all their unsolved murders so, quote, they can get brownie points.
Brownie points.
So people will be impressed with them.
Babe, he called you with a murdered woman's phone.
With a murdered woman's phone that he just killed. She then said, quote, he's a wonderful man.
Yeah.
He's caring, considerate, loving. He's gentle.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
He's a
good.
different guy.
That's what I mean. He's fucking good. He switches his personalities. Like, he wears the mask, he takes it off, he puts another one on. He's out there. So while sitting in jail without bond, charged with 3 brutal murders here, he's just hanging out, chilling. They're focusing on him for all these murders. And he said that one of his relationships here, Vicky Freeman, said that she told the authorities that he was physically abusive, but that they always made up. Like, I mean, he'll abuse me and stuff, but then it's okay afterwards.
We fuck after and everything's fine.
And then in a newspaper interview, like that was from the press, that one quote that she just gave, she said she denied that he ever struck her, but she told the police he did and said, quote, what happened between us is our business.
It's our business.
Our business.
That's what they say.
And he said he only admits to lying to her about using a false name. I just told her my name was different. Everything else I told her the truth. He said this is a crazy quote, quote, every night I made love to her, I knew that I needed to tell her because she was falling in love with this guy, John.
It's not a romantic comedy, man.
And she says she forgives him for lying about that, saying, quote, she fell in love with a man, not a name.
He lied to you the very first second he met you.
Because it was advantageous for him because he was wanted for rapes other places, you fucking scumbag. And then here is John Furman, the assistant district attorney, and I love this. Yeah, he said, quote, he could be a low-rent Ted Bundy. Otherwise, reasonably smart women somehow find him interesting. He doesn't look like a monster. Obviously, Vicky Freeman is playing with fire. Yeah. Just obviously, she doesn't know what she's doing. Now, they're trying to find Patrice still. Yeah. Endress. They said from Cole Mountain to Matt, they rallied in search for Patrice Endress, a hairdresser, but they said that it was now the neighbors are starting to lose hope that she'll be found alive. It's like, you should have lost hope a long time ago. A guy confessed to killing her.
A guy who's confirmed to have killed people confessed to killing her. Yeah,
I think it's about time to lose some fucking hope there. And so they said they were hoping she had been found alive and hope had begun to fade. But then residents got news of a search for her remains in a creek, and they also got word that an eyewitness account had been a hoax. So maybe she's alive. So they said most of the posters, seeking help were taken down around Christmas, business owner said. Fred's Beds owner said he took his poster down 2 weeks ago to make room for some clocks.
Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming. Yeah, I mean, fuck. What do you want from me? He said, I don't want to sound too morbid, but if you don't hear about it in such a long time, you start losing faith.
Yeah, and Black Friday.
You just say, I mean, I got to sell some clocks. I got to move merchandise. I don't know.
They're piling up. We got to put them on sale for Christ's sake.
It's a flyer. Like, how many clocks could you fit there where a flyer was? That's funny as shit. Yellow ribbons at the animal hospital will stay in place until she's found, they said. Yeah. The staff removed flyers months ago and last week put away a reward fund in a collection box. So they're like, if anyone finds her, we got it. Yep. Yeah. That's it. So the staff did all of that. Dr. Sue Kasher, a veterinarian, I almost called her a vegetarian, a veterinarian, she said today was almost a finalizing of, oh, my God, she's probably not with us. People in these situations usually give up after 3 or 4 months, but we kept praying. Okay, so they believe that everybody believes that she was taken and disposed of in the Sweetwater Creek, but they don't know. By the way, they said that eyewitness Michelle Lee Grant of Jasper made up her story and the description because they said that she was still around. So they said... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the police said they wondered whether they would have found Patrice if they hadn't been going after the wrong thing. Because this witness made something up.
Yeah, right.
So John Will, the owner of Ferguson's Meat Market, again, not after him, not Will's Meat Market or John's Meat Market, Ferguson's.
Maybe he bought it, and it has so much clientele. I can't change it. Everybody knows it. Ferguson does a great reputation.
It's the uniform shirts. They're sewn on there. Ferguson's. What am I going to do? Get my own? This is crazy.
I'm going to have to buy new ones for everybody.
We'll keep the sign in the shirts and fuck it. He said there should be a special place for that witness.
Yeah.
So
for Michelle. Jesus.
For that witness who lied.
He hates Michelle.
Hates her. So yeah, they said that she had to have been overpowered in the business. They said there's no other way. She would have fought back Patrice. She was a fighter. She wouldn't have gone along with shit. But if he had a gun pointed at her, it's a different story.
What are you gonna do?
They said that she used to run the store alone sometimes, but that's now nobody's letting women run stores around there alone anymore. The Douglas County deputies searched Jones's former trailer and a storage shed where he kept his belongings. These searches turned up photographs of 8 women, and investigators asked for the public's help in identifying and locating these women and making sure they're alive.
Right now, yeah.
Right now. They said they declined to find what else they found in the searches and said 2 of the 8 women have turned up alive and well. Both of them were from Alabama, but they remain concerned for the welfare of the other 6 who could be from anywhere because he's been all over the place.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they said, who the fuck knows? So they're looking into all that, and they said that he's a person of interest, he's looking good, he's a suspect, and he's certainly become a suspect. So all these hedging words here. So now at this point, he's going to be charged in Louisiana. He faces a first-degree murder charge.
Oh, for the Port of New Orleans, yeah.
Yep, for her. And they said they obtained a first-degree murder arrest warrant for him. So what's up with those fingerprints, and how the shit did that happen?
What's going on?
Okay, let's see here. Wow, they said this man, he's been arrested and freed 3 different goddamn times. They said during the time after he was first identified, they believe he's killed 4 people after they could have had him. So these fingerprints kind of important. They said, quote, as a result, law enforcement lost an opportunity to prevent future criminal activity by this individual. That's the FBI, their statement. They said the FBI regrets this incident. They're conducting an internal review of the error within the fingerprint system, which is a huge computerized database. One of the friends of Patrice Endres said, how did this happen? I'm kind of shocked that this was botched. I know there's human error, but I would think there would be more controlled in this day and age. They could have saved a lot of lives. And another one of the victim's friends said there's a lot of innocent girls that lost their lives because they didn't do their job right. What's their excuse? They said that it was an error occurred within the IAFIS, a massive computer database that contains fingerprints and criminal histories for 47 million people. A little big. They said the system makes 50,000 fingerprint comparisons a day per day with a 95% accuracy rate. There's still 5. This guy got so lucky. He was the 5%.
5% every time? Every day?
Wow. That seems awfully... Wow. So they said all these arrests, they said that the fingerprint system failed to make the connection between the 2 names. Instead, it created a new fingerprint file under the name Chapman. So the next time it was looked up,
it came back Chapman.
Which was exactly what he said.
Damn it.
Yep. So they said the fingerprint matched with the Chapman file. They said there was no human error. That's what the computer did. That's how it's programmed to do it.
Made a new file.
Made a new
Y2K?
file.
What the fuck?
Fucked it all up. The one guy said, nobody did anything wrong. We can't make systems work 100% of the time. There was no lapse. There was no inattention. It was just the system missed it. There's no one can sit there and manually go over 50,000 fingerprint things a day to make sure they were all good. So that they have to depend on that, I guess. So they said even it's become widely used, this system, it's a relatively small error rate that's remained unchanged. They said that the scans take 4 or 5 minutes, allowing authorities to hold a person until their prints have been run. The number of errors is infinitesimal, but compared to the system's overall benefit. Sure. This is the director of Forensic Identification Services, which is a private practice. He said, when these highly publicized errors are made, it makes them look incompetent, but it's just a fact of life. These machines are wonderful. Not for those 4 fucking ladies, at least. So, wow. So the police say they still have faith in the fingerprints system. One cop said, I've seen it catch people on a weekly basis. It's just that it failed on a guy that may have turned out to be a serial killer.
It's just that.
Kind of a big fuck up.
It's just that a guy killed a lot of evil.
It says that every once in a while, that 5%, he's going to be a terrible, awful murderer.
Real bad.
And just
real
fuck
bad.
everybody up here.
Is CODIS that system now? Because that's the people
I have no idea. No
that's
clue.
the people that listen to us and submit all that shit.
Oh, yeah. That's DNA. That's not fingerprints.
Oh,
I thought that was DNA.
I think they're doing both.
Oh, okay.
All
maybe.
kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Not sure.
I don't know
so,
if CODIS is only DNA.
No, that's a good question. I'm not sure about that. So now he's in custody, and he said he's being treated like Hannibal Lecter in jail.
Oh, come on.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's in 2 weeks on suicide watch after officers found prescription drugs in his cell. Like an amount that was like he was storing them to take later. And he said, they're trying to mentally break me down. I wouldn't try to kill myself. I love life.
Do you?
Wow. The sack on this asshole. I love life. I love to squeeze it until I watch it leak out of a person's eyes. That's what I like about life.
I love math and life.
Wow.
Two things about me.
They classify him as a, quote, extreme escape risk.
Yeah.
And he said he's being treated like Hannibal Lecter, and it's ridiculous. But they said we didn't muzzle him or put him on a board or do it. None of that happened. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Let him talk to Edward Norton Jr.
Yeah, nothing.
Wait, what?
Jodie Foster.
Edward Norton. That's it.
Yeah,
Ed
Norton.
Norton
There
Jr.
you go.
What am I doing?
Ed Norton. Robert Downey Jr.
There it is.
There you go. Okay.
Ed Norton was in Red Dragon. That's
okay.
the other,
There you go. There you
that's
go.
the other one.
Yeah. He pleads not guilty in Mobile.
Fascinating.
And he's waiting to get mentally tested. He said, I'm not crazy and I'm not a serial killer.
Okay.
This is ridiculous. He said investigators are, quote, out on a limb saying I'm a serial killer. Now they got to make me one.
Okay.
Oof. His mom in court, he mouthed, I love you to his mother who is seated in the court, and she believes her son is innocent. She said, quote, I only have 2 sons. He's a good boy.
Wait. What?
Okay.
Between 13 and 21 people, innocent.
Good.
Right.
He's a good boy, Jimmy.
Right.
Jesus, lighten up. I got to be a dick about everything.
Yeah. Between 13
so
and
judgmental.
21.
You're so judgmental about him.
That's so many bodies.
It's a lot of bodies. This guy's one of the worst people we've ever produced as a country. He's terrible. He's definitely in the top 1% of scum. Good boy. Good boy. The other one, he's a great man. Yeah. So October 2005 is his trial in Alabama, and the judge rules that DNA and confession can both be used.
Terrific.
In trial, admissible. So they said, yeah, that's all can be in there. Bring it all in. Let's see what you got here. It's DNA evidence in the rape and murder of Lisa Nichols. And in an interview from jail, he said that he's concerned that the jury may hear him portrayed as a serial killer, and he doesn't like it.
Sure.
They're going to want to take retribution there.
Maybe you shouldn't have done it.
That's possible, yeah. So they said jurors will not hear about any of the other charges against him, nor the term serial killer. They won't allow him to say it, which is interesting, which is weird because he's kind of the definition of it. So they said that description could come from some witnesses, however, but the DA is not allowed to call him that. Okay. If a psychologist gets up there or an FBI agent gets up there or a detective says he's a serial killer, hey, who are we we can't tell witnesses what they can't fucking say.
All right.
You know, if that's especially if we're asking for their expert opinion.
And that's a professional term.
Yeah, exactly. So they said you can't unring that bell is what Jeremy said. He said, that's what I'm worried about. Someone will say it and then it's just going to be stuck there.
And then the bell just keeps ringing.
Oh, man, they had to, the judge, they were concerned about the death penalty and pretrial publicity, mainly with the jury. Yeah. They're going to sequester this jury completely.
Great.
Yeah, they said even if necessary, the trial will go through weekends and everything. No days off. Mm-hmm. No days off. They said they may order that televisions be removed from jurors' hotel rooms to prevent exposure to the news reports.
Wow, they're taking it dead serious.
Jesus Christ, I would say so.
Not fucking this one up.
No, they don't want to have that fuck it up on an appeal. So the sheriff's detective, Paul Birch, said that Jones was read his rights, and he gave the statement willingly. And what are we talking about here, basically? So Birch, on cross-examination, said he may have met with Jones up to 30 times since his arrest. here. He said some of those included allowing Jones to use the telephone, and some visits did not include questioning him.
Oh.
So the defense earlier unsuccessfully attempted to prevent the jury from hearing 3 other of Jones's statements to investigators, claiming those confessions may have stemmed from an unprescribed jail-issued medication, but they didn't. So, trial opening. Prosecutor says that Jeremy here had inflicted panic, terror, and horror on Lisa Nichols' family when he raped and killed her, but the defense attorney said that the police had wrongly arrested a drug addict who would tell them anything they wanted to hear. That's basically going back and forth. They said that, he's in there. They said he's wearing a coat and tie. He's looking very nice. Yeah. And they said Jeremy Jones did not help anybody do anything because the prosecutor said he didn't help with the victim next door when she was burnt because he knew. He said he knew it was his handiwork. The defense here, their opening statement, they concede that Jones's statements to detectives about the case led to his indictment, but he argued the police arrested the wrong man.
Oh.
He said Jones was addicted to methamphetamine, and because of that, police, that he had been awake for several days when officers arrested him. So that's why they did it. Then the jury gets to hear something very fucking fun here. They get to hear a recorded telephone conversation in which he admits to killing someone while high on drugs.
Oh, boy.
On the phone, this is he says, quote, "It was like a nightmare. I was in a movie." He said, "I was higher than I'd ever been in my whole life." And this is what he's telling people. He said, I thought I knew you, but I don't," is what his friend said. And he said, "You knew me. Trust me." Oh, this is Bentley. He said, "You knew me. You just didn't know me on drugs."
Oh.
Is what he had said on the phone. So he was talking about the whole thing. Now, this guy, Bentley, who was the guy who he was living with there, he described how they entered the smoke-filled home with a flashlight and discovered the body. He said, "I was freaked out. She was burned up. It just about killed me." And he said that when he got home, Jones was just hanging out, and he said, quote, he asked me, what did it look like over there? Think you'd be able to identify stuff?
Yeah.
So the defense here, this is amazing. They said that the body here was splashed with gasoline and burned, but he said that Jones may have covered up the killing. That might be true, but that's not capital murder, he said. He said investigators manipulated Jones into confessing while he was messed up on drugs. They said, giving his statements, Jones felt he could improve his living situation, and they said he was removed from his cell many times, taken off suicide watch, and given food in exchange for the details. And then his attorney said, quote, "They were slicking him." Slicking. Snowing
him,
bullshitting, bamboozled. He said, this is the prosecutor, quote, "There is no reasonable doubt in this case." He said, "If you want to see evil, look at him.
Yeah.
A coward, a moral pervert, and a purveyor of drugs."
Moral pervert.
A coward, a moral pervert, and a portrayer of purveyor. That's not bad. Normally I'm against calling people perverts because I don't care, but this is a pervert. I'll give you that. So the jury deliberates for 2 hours on this one, and they find him guilty of rape, burglary, sexual abuse, and kidnapping, all during capital murder.
Oh, boy.
Yep, the verdict opens the door for him to be prosecuted also in Georgia and New Orleans, and maybe for even more killings.
Anywhere, yeah.
So, during the sentencing, the prosecutor, in calling for the death penalty, urged the judge, because the judge has the jury gives their recommendation, and the judge has the final word.
Right.
They don't have to take the jury's recommendation.
Jesus.
So they said, please consider the bone-chilling crime. They said he targeted his prey like any other predator. He has never shown even an ounce of remorse.
Not
never.
one bit.
He's never even pretended it.
Right.
Nothing. Anything he'll say, I wanted to get a better life. But he regrets inconveniencing himself.
For sure.
That's pretty much it here. So the defense attorney said he urged the judge to impose life without parole, not death. He said that his client suffered extreme mental and emotional problems, including long-term drug addiction, and that should be a mitigating factor. So they said, do you have anything to say for yourself, dickhead?
Yeah.
He said, this is all he said, God will have the final say.
Oh, dude.
He goes, that may be true, but right now it's pretty much me who has the fucking final say. So the judge says, that he's, quote, a danger to civilized society.
Yes.
And says, you, sir, may fuck off, death penalty.
Jesus.
Lethal injection, kill his ass, please.
Yes.
Back over him with a truck. We don't really care. Whatever. The jury voted 10-2 of recommending the death penalty. There were 2 holdouts on that one.
2 that didn't want it.
2 that didn't want it. So, yeah, that's fucking wild. That's so they get something there, and prosecutors. Yeah, he was then blaming other people at that point, and they said, quote, blame the dead guy, a guy who can't come in here and defend himself. It's one more vicious lie. They said the truth is he hates women. He's a coward and a vicious murderer.
He really does hate women.
Oh, he definitely does. Yeah.
Boy,
the only time guys were killed were when they owed him money.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's all women. So they said that Rob Endress, who's Patrice's family member here, said that he went to the trial partly to support the Nichols family and to get a look at Jones. Oh. This is his wife that disappeared. He wants to look at the scumbag who told his wife, who killed his fucking wife. And he said, I don't know why they haven't charged him. They said that, you know, he gave the police details of his wife's abduction. Why the fuck is he not charged yet? He said, though, he went to this trial to maybe get justice for her and many others vicariously through this trial.
Sure.
So the prosecutor, he said he's a monster who could kill without remorse. He said the only person I ever saw Jeremy Jones express any sorrow for was himself. I think that it speaks a lot about the kind of man that Jeremy Jones is.
Right.
I would fucking say so. So through his appeal, he talks to the press and laughs about the appeal and goes, I'm going to fucking win. He goes, I didn't kill anyone in Georgia. I didn't kill anyone in Alabama. I didn't kill anyone anywhere. As a matter of fact, quote, one day I'll be a free man. I'll write me a book and laugh my ass off.
Okay. Let's go.
You couldn't write a book if you'd save your fucking life, you moron. So he went to the W.C. Holman Correctional Facility in Atmore, Alabama.
Yeah.
Here, by the way, his families are awaiting confessions. They're please confess and all that kind of shit. And he's not doing it, though. People are begging him to confess. Instead,
he wants to win.
Oh, he wants to get out, write a book, and laugh his ass off. Instead, he's diagnosed with hepatitis C.
Uh-oh.
In prison because he likes to shoot fucking intravenous drugs. So that's what he did. He's diagnosed with Hep C. He's all fucked up here. He's had Hep C, he said, for years since he worked in an oil refinery, but now it's really flaring up on him. And, it's a lot. They said that it depends on whether his chronic liver disease develops and whether he contracts another illness and whether he drinks alcohol. They said with everybody it's different, but they said he said, quote, the jail has never offered to treat me.
Well, no.
Yeah. And they said, well, they did. They might not have offered, but they said that no inmate is refused medical care at Metro Jail. So
there you go.
He could have gotten it if he said he wanted it. They weren't going to go looking for it, basically.
Also, there's nothing they can do about that. You've got that.
No, he's pretty fucked. Yeah, he's pretty fucked. He said they want the governor to sign my death warrant, and if they don't treat my hepatitis, I could die in a couple years. That's fucked up. It's just suicide 2 years down the road.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. Mad fucked up, man.
That's funny.
They said very common among prisoners. Centers for Disease Control estimate that 30% of prisoners suffer from hepatitis C.
Yeah, because it's the ones that all do that shit. They
pass it around.
Shoot shit around, yeah.
So his mother said that he'd been feeling bad while he worked at a refinery, and he found out at that point. His mother said it's unfair how they're treating him. He needs treatment. Yes, he does. If he's not treated, his liver will get worse.
Yeah.
It's so bad. People are like, we don't really care.
I don't give a shit.
2007, his mother is sentenced on drugs and weapons charges.
Oh, really?
Yep. Gene Beard is of Miami, Oklahoma, assessed a 5-year deferred sentence and fined $2,000 for possession of a controlled substance within 1,000 feet of a school.
What?
Yes, she also had drug paraphernalia and 1 count of possession of a firearm while committing a felony that was dropped.
Yeah.
She entered a blind plea, but then withdrew the plea and was requested a trial judge. And at her home, they found methamphetamine, a scale, plastic bags, and 23 weapons.
She's selling
meth out of the house.
Wow.
They also seized surveillance equipment that you'd have if you were selling meth as well. So, yeah, they said that there was never any discussions with Jones about dropping the charges against his mother in exchange for more information on any of the whereabouts. Because they really want to find those two 16-year-old girls he killed and he raped and dumped in a mine shaft. But, so they said they looked for him. They haven't been able to find those bodies. Finally, 2007, the Kansas Bureau of Investigation renews a probe of the 15-year-old that was killed, Jennifer a 15-year-old killing, not a 15-year-old. It's Jennifer Judd, again, the newlywed that he killed in 1992. They said, what we're looking for are people who have information, stories, observation, information that might help us solve this case. It's a cold case. It's 15 years old, but it can still be solved. The sister said, money talks. Yeah. I know there's people out there who know what happened to my sister. I believe there's a group of them who know what happened to my sister. I think there's one guy.
I think there's one guy. Yeah.
One guy who knows what happened to your sister. And he's got to fucking see. And they said that it's a $5,000 reward at that point. We don't know. But they said at one point, they said we found no evidence to suggest he was involved. So they don't know if he was involved. Just going on his saying here. So who the fuck knows? There he is. He definitely killed a shitload of people.
Yeah.
Like all the other serial killers.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. They all have secrets. We're finding out Dennis Rader didn't spill it all now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they all have secrets. So there you go. If you like that show, tell everyone about it. Get on whatever app you're on. Give us 5 stars. It immensely helps out the show. It's super cool and an awesome thing to do. So thank you for doing that. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get number one merchandise and all that, but the tickets will be coming out. Tickets are going on sale. Yeah. Holy crap! The live show for 2024, the whole damn tour. We cannot wait. We're going to be in multiple cities here, not a ton of cities, so get 13. Those tickets. Hang on. And when we don't do a lot of shows, they tend to go quick, so grab them fast. Sacramento, San Francisco, Durham, Nashville, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, Austin, Phoenix, Terrytown, Boston. Those are our places.
There it is.
And we'll find out the rest of this here. The artist presale, December 13th, 10 a.m. It's a Thursday through, that's the 10. Thing. Yep. 10 a.m. on the 13th to 10 p.m. on the 14th. And tickets are completely on sale on Friday, December 15th, 10 a.m. local times. If you just head over to shutupandgivememurder.com or follow us on social media at Smalltown Murder on Instagram, at Smalltown Pod on Facebook, at Murder Small on Twitter. All this information will be up there and probably much clearer than I'm telling you it. So
I can't wait to see you guys. This year was fantastic. So much fun to see everybody in all these big cities. And I can't wait to get back. Yeah, it was great.
We're excited for these places. So get in there and see us and keep hanging out with us. Thank you for doing all of that. And keep fucking doing everything you do for us. Patreon.com/crime and sports. All the bonus material.
You bet.
Tons of shit. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get a giant back catalog of bonus stuff, a couple hundred episodes, new ones every other week. Right. This week, you're going to get for Crime and Sports, which you have access to, of course, more theme park disasters, baby. Oh, yeah, it's coming. And then, of course, for Small Town Murder, we're going to talk about the multiple Twin Flames documentaries. This weird, alleged cult, strange...
It's nuts.
Love, fine. I don't know what the fuck it is, but we'll talk all about it. You need an hour to talk about that. Can't get it out in 2 minutes here. So do that. Patreon.com/crime and sports. And then the other thing you're going to get's a shout out. Jimmie will mess up your name, and he's going to do that shit right fucking now. Yeah. Jimmie, mess up those names. Let me hear them.
This week's executive producer is Sarah Hanzelick, Jake Owlette, I don't know, Brielle, Chris, Beth, and Repeat. Thank you so much, you guys. Brandon Stubbs, Christina Rausch's friend Winter. Merry Christmas, Winter. That's nice.
Merry Christmas, Winter.
Your name is Winter, and you love Christmas. That's yes.
Off the subject of winter, go to Cosmic Donuts outside of Dallas as well. We met very nice people who
Lake
work
Worth?
there.
Was it Lake Worth?
I think that's what they said. Very nice couple that runs it. They're cool people. They came to our show, and they're good people. So Cosmic Donuts in Texas. Get those.
Cosmic Donuts, they're up at fucking 2 a.m. to make your morning nice.
They had to take a long nap.
They sacrificed their lives to make donuts.
They had to go to bed at like 7 o'clock at night. Imagine that. They were light out when they're in bed half the time.
They were out at 5 p.m. in Dallas going, what do we do with ourselves? This is crazy.
They did not know what happened. Imagine going to bed when it was light, or going to bed when it's light, waking up when it's dark. That's not natural.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other great executive producers, Kyle Norwig, Amanda Jacob, and Jordan Bennett and Simon, they made it down there to Texas as well.
Guys.
Thank you, guys. And
all the way from Canada.
Desiree and John in Texas came out and helped me entertain my daughter by showing her around Texas, which was pretty fucking rad, too. Thank you. Other producers this week are Peyton Meadows, the Hanson brother who clubbed the entire opposing bench, the townsfolk of Cockerton, England, Narrowly Hernandez, Janice Hill, Tiffany Whitley, maybe Whiteley, it looks like Whitley, Hardy Smallwood, Jules Harris in Indianapolis, that's where Jules is, Trinidad Bernardino. Happy birthday, and keep on growing, man. He grows weed up there in Northern California. Good dude.
Yeah, I like that.
Jackie Kruger, Michelle and Alan, Leo with no last name, Derek Struwing, Jeremiah Pence, Jackie Holmes, Shay Clark, Nancy Reeves, Catherine Burnett, Molly Nearing, Mike McCombs, Ocean Shooten, Wachow, Sandon Dribney, Melissa Skolnick, Jessica McMickley. Just Mickley, not McMickley. Jason Lowry, Mersa Klein, Barbie with no last name, Thomas Mills, James Blackmer, Strange Nobody, Paula Pacifaro, Tina Smith, Christina M., Kate Rogers, Slim with no last name, Jeff Olson, Nolan Allen, Glenn Gabriel, Zulma, Enid Ayala, Jessica Woolley, Angelo Yap, maybe, Joey Wingert, Brendan Stratton, Francis Creek, HHB, Stephanie O'Strand, Samantha Whitcomb, Bradley Spracklin, Laura Stanley, Crystal McIntosh, Bernard Carr, Margot Taylor, Travis Bagley, Kevin Spikowski, oh boy, Gibran Vigil, Jai Bran, Hump with no last name, Betty TF, Sarah Dean, Deidre Hall, Erlonda Charizar. She's a Charizar. Jamie Selman, Hector with no last name, Ailey Dickinson, Joanne Harrison, Allison Cologne, Marty Rowell, Paula Tronganini, James Myers, Tanya Fuhr, Shelley Hawkins, Born Loser, 420. All right. Brian Stone, Jen Chess, yes. Maggie Hugh, Mr. Williams, 86, Lauren with no last name, Aaron Hart, Jake with no last name, Mary Darga, Joshua Dolph, Lavender Queen, Cammie Moore, Julia Engel, Toby Gagnon. Gagnon? It's Gagnon, right?
Gagnon, I think. We've gone over this. Is it Gagnon? No, I hope not.
It's not Gag.
No, we thought that we went through that as an option once before when we saw that name.
All right. Katie Pacheco, Terry Martin Jr., Clayton Kruk, Natalie Brown, Terrence Brandt, Jonathan Hilton, Anastasia Sabula Chu, Ken Brayshaw, Sarah with no last name, Julia Harkath, TJ 39, Luis J. Avery Jordan, Aquila Brown, A Large Gorilla, Ginsu Lavoy, Christine Ryan, Jennifer Murray Jordan, Mario Garza, Kat McKeithen, Joel Frost, Jody Alice Spancel, Laura with no last name, Laura Mack, also probably one person, two cup patrons. I don't know.
One person, two patron cups.
James Salette, Darda McConnell, James with no last name, Tom Schneider, Anna R. Riley Vassarella, Troy Rifle, Danica Springs, Jessica with no last name, Vincent Gree, JC, Ben Walker, Grace Norton, Jessica with no last name, Lena Wells, Megan with no last name, Sean Foley, Zwan Tran, Allison Lawners, Erica Paxton, Jessica Martinez, Zoria with no last name, Kayla Moore, Gail Administer, Deidre O'Leary, Sarah Martinez, Colton Halleck, Abe with no last name, Cody Powlin, Jennifer Peterson, Dale Gribble, that's Jarek Desrosiers, Whitney with no last name, Matt Jones, Dave Fitz, Wilted with no last name, Tara with no last name, Daniel with no last name, Sile Kramer, Nolan Kreft, Lennon Cole, Druid Shadowbox, and Showanee, Jason Zeller, Ali, maybe, Sue Stahl, maybe it's Ali, I don't know, Madeline Martucci, Rende and Bechtel, Lindsay T, Laura Fuller Cooper, Mary Serrano,
Mary.
Rochelle, it might be Marie, we don't know, Rochelle Bueller, Ryan Seals, there's a bunch of Maries. Penelope Ronchaushin, Jay Harris, and all of our patrons. You guys know who you are, and you're fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, you wonderful bastards. God damn it, do we appreciate you more than we could fucking tell you. Thank you for all that you do for us. Thank you for everything. And keep hanging out with us. You want to find us on social media, very easy to do. Go to shutupandgivememurder.com, drop down menus, do that. Keep coming back. Tell your friends. Post it on social media. Yeah. Share the shit out of this. Do it all up. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them. Or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer. I can really show you how to make some money. And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages, on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a microcity built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.